All it
Right.
takes is one night in Bangkok.
Good evening, everybody. Hopefully, I just double checked. We got audio from the desktop audio there.
Test,
We
test,
got audio
test.
from you.
Audio there. We got a little bit of
Hello.
hello.
Definitely got it.
Looks like we do.
Just got a little bit of spill here, so I just need to chuck a noise gate on just to alleviate the spill.
Is that from me?
I'm not sure where it's coming. It might be probably the aircon, but I've dealt with it. It's not a problem. We have a noise gate for a reason. So now we should not get any overspill from the aircon above you. So chat, we should be able to hear everybody this evening without too many hassles. But yeah, Wednesday night was very good. Unfortunately, we did lose like 35 minutes of audio from the players on Wednesday night, but hopefully we'll have that sorted for next week without too many problems. So, episode 52, ladies and gentlemen. The team is getting awfully close to level 12, with 4,500 XP awarded for last week's game, which I forgot to give at the end of the game, which I pretty much called everyone and texted, and everyone got their XP. So that should be all done. So without any more delay, I think we should just get right into it, I reckon. This week I'll remember to turn over to our DM instead of just have you guys stare at my ugly face. Look, there he is, our resident DM Skullface. To center him up on the camera there a little bit. So last we left off returning to the night air with Neymaris. You met with Bash and Nala and the couple of other mercenaries that had accompanied them to Cass's Keep. You then search the battleground, making sure everything is dead and gone, and you find Cass's dark onyx blade still lying on the battlefield where he fell. What's up, Magic? Welcome to the channel, my friend. Het first picking it up and thinking that he might have heard something, he wasn't 100% sure, but then Sadiq also palming the blade and having a dark, husky voice then speak to him, informing him that this blade would best be served in battle, drawing blood. A little bit of conversation backwards and forwards between Sadiq and the blade, which was discovered that its name was Craven. And from there, you was discussed with Bash that maybe it was prudent to head back across the bridge, across the marshlands, and find a clearing or a better suited place to camp back in the woods to the east of Aris. Which you did so. Heading back across the bridge, you did see a couple of the Aris City Guard who didn't happen to see you. You managed to divert into the marshlands a little bit, taking a little bit longer because the movement speed was slowed, taking the marshlands route. In your travels through the marshlands, you did come across a rather large frog-like creature, again very narrowly escaping an encounter as the creature stopped and stared intently in your direction for some time before moving off in the opposite direction after eating a small deer. Once camped, you spent the evening in a small clearing. Het wandered off and completed the ritual started with the Rattlehead and destroying the Master Vampire once and for all. His cries of pain and agony could be heard for quite some distance as the ritual completed. You then spent the evening with Bash, keeping a very close eye on Neymaris as instructed by Het throughout the night. In the morning, you prepared yourselves, and the portal was opened by Fiona, the tree of choice, which magically ported you back via the tree to another tree outside of the city of Evldoa. Once back in Evldoa, you met with Coram. Neymaris then offered up some names and bits and pieces she'd heard while in captivity, and Coram informs you of their ties to the council and to the Black Fang. Heading back to the guild house where Neymaris headed to the bath, some of you to your rooms, Het wandered off to find an enchanter and a gift for Evldoa. Several street urchins offering differing bunches of flowers. As the children leave the guild house, we now rejoin Het, who is standing on the stairs. Fiona, you are still at your door. You have just received several bunches of differing sizes of flowers, different types of flowers, wildflowers, some of them weeds. Just these random flowers that these children have given you. You don't see Het. He is down around the corner on the stairs. So we will cross back over to Het at this point. You were on the stairs. The children have just come back past you. You've high-fived a couple of them. The other two or three have sort of ducked under your big clawed hand, a little intimidated. You did kind of scare them a little earlier. So it's now over to you. What are you doing, Mr. Het?
Het is satisfied with the delivery. Sees the children leave the guild house. Het then treads back down the stairs to the food and bar area and orders a drink for every single one of his comrades and a platter of food and sends it to their rooms if he can.
That is easily enough to do. Seth, more than happy to comply. He pretty much asks you, you sure you don't want me to pop up and get everyone to come down, or you happy to send it to their rooms?
I just think everyone probably wants a bit of rest and respite. I'm meaning like not a full meal, just a snack.
Okay.
And a drink. And tell them it's from Het, that he's appreciative of everything they do. And here is a gold tip.
Oh, no need for the tip. I mean, I get well paid from the guild. But thank you anyway. And he actually refuses to take the tip from you. He pushes your hand back and just says, no, it's fine.
Fair enough.
He does say
another tip.
He does say to you, however, the larger, well, she's not really big now, but the other woman that came back with you, I'm not sure, I forget her name, but she's in the bath still.
Oh shit, she's probably drowning. Can you point me in the direction of the bath area? I shall check on her.
Okay, so he goes about his business. He points you in the direction of the bathhouse, which is basically you've been there yourself before, even though you don't probably bathe as much as the others. It's a communal bathhouse, very Roman-esque, with a large sort of bathing pool. Men and women use it. It's I mean, everyone's pretty free in these realms with that sort of thing. So you do make your way to the bathhouse area, where you find Neymaris, who isn't asleep. She is quite wide awake. Definitely a lot more with it than she was earlier. What you do see, however, is now that you have sort of entered into this area, she's got her back to you. She is not fully submerged in the water. She's sort of half standing up. It looks like she might be washing herself. You see some very large, nasty scars that streak her back that weren't there before. And she definitely looks a lot thinner than she once did.
Are there many other people in the bathhouse?
No, just you and Neymaris at this point.
Het is a respectful being, and when he sees that she is quite undressed in the bathhouse, he was assuming she was going to have some sort of bathing suit. He turns around and pulls his skull from his backpack, and he holds it over his shoulder. So he's not looking at it, but the skull is, and he opens and closes the drawer, and he says, excuse me, Neymaris, I don't mean to intrude, but are you okay?
I would grab my towel at this point and look at him and say, "Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I feel a lot better after this nice bath, but I think I'm ready to go back to my room and have a good night's sleep now."
Okay. And Hit's still talking through Grayskull. He says, so do you need anything? I've sent a meal and a drink to your room. Nothing alcoholic for you. I just kept it as spring water, if that's all right.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I should be okay. It'll take me a bit to get there, but I'll be fine.
I talked to the new guy, and he said it was sweet to bring you meals. It's just a snack. I'm pretty sure I mentioned mushrooms and sprouts and things.
Thanks. Sprouts?
I don't know. It's mushrooms, eggs, and some other crap that you guys eat.
Ah, not raw fish then.
I mean, if you want fish, I can tell them fish, no hassle.
No, thank you.
Oh,
Honestly,
okay.
I just anything that's food was thank you so much.
No worries. Don't go too crazy on it. You're looking a little gaunt. I'm about to leave. I feel a little awkward here, but tell me, the scars on your back. How do they cause that? Is that from whip, or chain, or something?
All of the above.
Fair call. It looks very whip and chainy.
Yeah, they did quite a lot of hitting me with stuff, so you know, it'll heal, I hope.
Did you get anything back on them? Were you able to fight back at any stage?
I wish.
You did in the beginning.
I tried.
In the beginning, you fought back before they pretty much sapped all your strength. You did fight back. You managed to kill several of Cass's cohorts, his more human cohorts. The undead ones are a little bit harder to kill, obviously. But the few human guards that were there to keep watch over things during the day, you do recall and pass on to Hit that you did manage to snap one's neck quite easily as he stood with his back to your cell, obviously not realizing who and what you were, which you were quite proud of that fact. Even though you didn't like to kill, it was quite satisfying to have that kind of still had that strength at that point, and until they literally beat you into submission.
All right, there you go.
Oh well. Anyway, Namaris, I just wanted to make sure you weren't drowning. If you would like, I will get Killick. Oh crap! You don't know what Killick is, or you've never met Killick.
What's a killick?
Yes, good question. That is a mighty good question. And Hit calls forth Killick as the large spider, the white and black tarantula, and he says, "This is Killick," and poof, Killick appears on the floor in front of Hit. Oh, behind Hit, I suppose, because Hit is talking with his back.
Yes, well, I mean, by this time, Namaris has exited the bath, has got her, I'm assuming, just her towel covering herself, and is standing behind Hit talking to him? Or have you moved around in front of him?
No, I'm still behind him because obviously he's feeling a little bit embarrassed.
So yes, so this large, is he ethereal or corporeal at this point?
Well, as a spider, he is fully formed, but he's about the size of a cat. Yeah.
So this large cat-sized white, or picture an albino tarantula the size of a cat, basically. It just appears pretty much at your feet.
I'd probably just look at it and go, "Mighty fine pet you have there."
Killick is a fey creature who can be a few different forms, but this is one of my favorites. He can keep an eye on you. He can help you out. He can actually be invisible and keep an eye on you as well, if you would prefer.
You're okay. I'd be like, not quite sure what to make of this thing, but thank you.
Yeah, Namaris has probably not seen such a creature before, but not surprised by a lot. She's pretty, I mean, hey, she spent the last however many months being beaten and tortured by undead beings and all sorts of random beasties, so...
I actually think I'd probably try and touch it.
Well, try and touch it. Do you touch it?
I'd try. I'd reach my hand out to touch it.
Does Killick allow her to touch him?
Yes, and Killick is fluffy. like a
Ah.
tarantula.
Cool. I've actually picked one of those up in real life and they're really silky.
Ew. Just saying.
Yeah, Killick has no worries because Hit has told Killick to keep an eye on her and be nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Killick will follow you. If you prefer, he can be a rat or a bat.
Oh, I don't mind. He looks pretty cool like this.
Good as gold. Killick, stay with Nemaris. Keep an eye on things. Let me know if anything goes wrong. He can telepathically tell me if anything's wrong.
Okay. Ooh,
Excellent. I
do
shall
I
leave
try
you.
do I try my telepathic powers? I might give it a go, just because.
Did you say that out loud?
I didn't.
You'd say that telepathically to Hit or to...
Yep, to Hit.
Make a wisdom save for me, Nemaris.
I know I'm
you're
pretty
still,
naked,
yeah,
so.
it'll be at disadvantage too because you're still pretty screwed up.
Save, you said.
No, just a wisdom check.
Okay, sweet. Oh, yep, the dice like me tonight. I got an 8!
An 8. You close your eyes and you concentrate on Hit and you say what you got to say. Hit, you get a sense that something was trying to communicate. You're not sure because you have a back to you're not sure who it is. You just get you feel that pressure on your mind, and then what did you say to him?
I think I'll have a go at saying this in his head, but I'm not sure if it's going to work.
And all you get is try this head. It's Nemaris's voice, but that's all you get. It was bits. It was real bits, just bits and pieces.
But Hit recognise her voice.
Yeah, you'll recognise her voice, and she's spoken to telepathically once before, so you know she has the ability. It was a long time ago, but
of course she doesn't realise that Hit can now do this as well.
Exactly.
Hit doesn't turn around. He just keeps Grayskull facing her over his shoulder, and he says, but just before he leaves, he says, telepathically back at her, he says, Hit, that sentence doesn't make sense to Hit. Hit is a taken man at this point. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
And I would just stand there scratching my
someone
head.
clip that, please. That was awesome. So with that Hit, you make a hasty exit. Are you heading to your room or to Fiala's room at this point?
Time of day, please, DM.
By this time, we're probably looking mid-afternoon. You guys had lunch, come back, about mid-afternoon.
No, so Hit would head into town, and we can deal with that later if you like.
All right, so you head into town. With that, we will follow Nemaris as you head back upstairs towards the rooms. As you reach the top of the stairs to the landing, you see the first door. Fiala, did you close your door after the kids, or did you leave it open?
It's probably halfway open,
Okay,
I
so
guess.
Not fully closed. So as you walk up the first part, and you walk up and you see a door with Fiala's name painted in fine lettering on the first door. It's slightly ajar. Do you keep going to your own room? You know where your room used to be, which is the next one along. As you reach the second door, if you don't go into Fiala's room or don't knock on that door, what are you doing? Just go straight to your room. Hey Maris, I'm talking to you.
Sorry. Yes, I'd just go straight to my room.
I mean, you're pretty banged up, but obviously your hearing's broken too.
I had a mouthful of chips.
You looked at me like I was talking to someone else, so you just didn't hear me. Come on, be honest. Anywho, you bypass Fiala's room and you move to the second room, which is your room. There is no name on the door, however. You sort of glance down the hallway and you see that the next door down has Alessandro's name on it. You don't really pay much mind to it. It's not something you're concerned about. But as you walk into your room, you notice that it's a lot nicer than you remember. the guild rooms being, nicer bed, nicer furnishings, you do see your old friend, your Swax, lying next to the bed. It's been leaned up against the bed. It's in its scabbard. Do you unsheath it at this point, or just look at it, or?
I'm gonna try and pick it up.
You don't need to worry about strength check to pick it up. You can still pick it up. It definitely feels heavy in your hands. You with that, you sort of look down at yourself with your hands and your arms, and you now notice for the first time how thin you've gotten, how your muscle structure is not what it used to be. It's probably the first time you've really taken notice since you've been back that, oh wow, this is why they looked at me the way they did. I must look a mess.
With that, I'm gonna put my Swax down. I'm gonna think to myself, I'll have to sort that tomorrow, and I'm gonna snuggle into my bed and
Pass out.
And pass out.
And you do so. So, with that, we will switch back over quickly to Fiella's room. As you have just received your mini bouquets from these young vagrants, you can only assume to where the flowers. Did they say who the gift was from? They did. So you do know that they were from Het. It was a very nice gesture to have so many flowers brought to you in such a way. You are kind of surprised that Het didn't bring them himself, but you've gotten to know Het reasonably well, and while some things he does still surprise you, some things not so much. What are you doing at this point?
I'm going to probably knock on Allie's door, I think.
So you're going to move down the hallway. As you move down the hallway, Namaris's door is partly open. Do you peer in?
I just look to see if she's awake or not. If she's asleep, I don't go in.
Yeah, but at this point, she's probably, as you're sort of passing through, she's probably just settling in to bed. She definitely looks exhausted, but she's still awake at this point.
I'm gonna take off my necklace of the black lion that we had made,
Yes.
and I'm gonna place it next to her if she's half asleep.
She's probably drifting off at this point, so she probably won't be fully aware, but not fully asleep either. So if you did want to say something to her, you probably could.
So just whisper, Namaris, this is for you to wear, so people will know. You get discounts and stuff, so you're good. Yeah.
You can respond, Namaris. You're sleepy, but...
Thank you.
And she reaches out and grabs your face.
I'm gonna tiptoe out.
And before you even reach the door, she is snoring her head off. The way she always has. And it's funnily enough, it's a very comforting sound to hear. A sound that you have not heard for a long time. With that, you then move down the corridor to the next room, which is your door open or closed? Alessandros. Posture check from Dread GM, thank you very much.
Would be closed.
Would be closed.
Knock, knock.
Come in.
Hey, Allie. I just wanted to know, do you have any more of those earrings? Because I'm thinking we'll have to give one to Namaris since the other one's still on a dead body in the mountain somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I do. I have one left.
All right. Well, I'll leave that to you. And did you hear City talking to no one and plunging a sword under the water the other night, or was that just me?
That was just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. That's just weird.
Do you think he's losing it? Do you think we need to like watch him, or
Yeah, I think we should watch him. I think he's losing it. Definitely losing.
maybe we need? Maybe he needs a brothel. Maybe he's been alone too long, and he needs just a good woman or something. Just maybe, talking to your sword's getting a little.
I'll ask downstairs later on. And
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
And I'm just gonna go hang out downstairs. That's what I'm gonna do.
Go hang out downstairs. No worries. So you move downstairs. Alessandros, was there anything you wanted to achieve or do at this point while you're in your room now by yourself again?
Currently full moon, is it? Or going to
No,
be?
it is the afternoon, and the full moon is quite some time off yet. If you wanted to, you're not sure when the next full moon is going to be. Actually, the one person you would probably know that would know when the next full moon is would be Fiala, as she is a Circle of the Moon druid, which you do know.
I'll ask later. No, I'll just stop in my room and do some cleaning and
sort your pack with all of your hundreds of things you've got in your bag.
Yes, all that.
And with that, we move along to the next room, which would be Hit's room, which he is not there. So we move along to the last room at the end of this hall, which is Sadiq's room. Sadiq, what are you doing at this point in time?
Probably researching alchemy potions and stuff.
So you you did craft some more Sadiq pills. I remember that from the previous.
No, that was
the previous evening.
Previous one.
So you're just gonna do some research into alchemy, or
do research into like trying to work out a better combination to make the Sadiq pills more potent, and also something that would weaken Kosis.
Something that
potentially
would be, something that would help you against Kosis.
Yeah, potentially.
Okay, so roll a medicine check with your dexterity with your proficiency modifier with it.
Okay.
Firstly.
That would be a 12.
12. You don't know a huge amount about dragon anatomy, so you're not 100% certain of what you might need to weaken him per se, but what you have determined from Hit's knowledge and from possibly talking with Fialo / Ildri is that all dragons do have weaknesses. What Kosis's weaknesses are now, you're not 100% sure because of his now mutated state. This is something you may need to research. You've pretty much figured that out already. You've got enough intellect to know that with the information you guys have been given about Kosis, a little more research might be needed before you could possibly determine what you might need to weaken him in that sort of respect. As far as the Sadiq pills are concerned, make your check for that with your proficiency modifier, which I believe we determined to be intelligence. I can't remember.
Nah, it's actually on top wisdom, and that's dreadful. So 5.
5. This time you seem a little distracted. The death of Cass, albeit satisfying, has shifted your focus obviously now to Kosis and potential battles coming forth. But your mind keeps wandering and your eyes keep shifting, so you can't really concentrate, and that onyx blade just keeps entering into your mind. The voice of Craven keeps piercing your psyche, and you just keep hearing, I need blood, I need souls, I need to be in battle. It just keeps going over, and you need to Why are you sitting here? There's people out there that need to die. Why are you ignoring me?
Because it's more fun. To
Make a
annoy you.
wisdom save for me.
Finally, it rolled decently. 11.
11. Not decently enough. As you sort of sitting there thinking about it, you hear that voice right on the back of your mind. You can't like hear it like you did before because it is sheathed and it is sitting. It's still close to you. You can't seem to bring yourself to move it much more than 30 feet away from you. But you hear him sort of softly. You need to find something to kill. I'm hungry. Surely there's someone out there that needs to die.
Probably. But not right now. Busy. Yourself.
You're not busy. Sitting there, looking weird.
Trying to find someone to kill.
Yes, kill. Do it now. Sure there's someone out there that needs to die. Bandits, thieves, anybody will do.
Let's
Do it.
Right.
Roll another wisdom save for me.
4.
You stand. You walk over. You grasp the handle of the blade. You unsheath it. Voice comes louder and becomes almost excited. Yes, that's it. Let's go find something. Feed me. And with that, you turn, not fully under your own control, and start walking towards the door. You open your door, you start walking down the hall. As you are walking down the hall, you see Fiala turn at the top and head down the stairs. Make another wisdom save. I'll give you one more chance to resist the urge to go kill something.
7.
Oh God. So with that, he says to you, there are bandits nearby, I'm sure. Let's go find some. And with that, you walk with a purpose, sword drawn, the dark shadow and aura emanating from it quite strongly. You reach the top of the stairwell. You start traversing the stairs. At this point, Fiala, you see Sadiq walking down the stairs. He doesn't seem to notice you as he just starts walking towards the door. His eyes are almost completely clouded over with a dark grey aura, and he has that sword. It's out, it's drawn, and it is emanating a very dark aura, and he's just walking towards the door.
Sadiq, does he hear me? I call for him. Sadiq,
He does hear you.
what are you doing?
You can respond, but you don't really want to stop and talk.
I got an idea. I'll
You
be
wanna-
right. I'll be right back.
You got a hay fever? What's with your eyes going? Come here. Come
Okay.
here. Come here.
Ignore her. We have things to do.
I'll see you later.
I'm gonna touch my earring ascending and say, Het, get down here right now.
Het does not respond. He is probably out of the range of the earring at this point, as he had headed into town.
Allie, can you hear me?
You can.
Yeah.
Sadiq is on the move. I repeat, Sadiq is on the move. You got to come. You need to come here now.
All right. Run out the door. Go downstairs.
And just as you get to the top of the stairwell, you watch as Sadiq just pushes open the guild doors, both doors, and just walks out into the main street of Valon, sword drawn. What are you guys doing?
I tell Ali that his eyes are all clouded over and gray. It's not natural, and that sword's glowing. I don't think something's going on. He said he had an idea, and he just left. He wouldn't.
Well, I think we should try at least stopping him from going, at least with a sword drawn. I mean, he's going to hurt somebody with that.
Is he within 60 feet of me?
Yes, he is at this point.
I'll
give you one shot because he's not moving slowly. He's moving with a purpose.
I'll need him to make a wisdom saving throw. I'm going to cast Hold Person.
Make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Oh, that's bad for
Sadiq.
me.
That's not really that bad. Advantage of 13.
He fails. So
Okay,
he's
so he
held.
does fail. So you stop. You can't move forward. And Craven, no. What is she doing? Must kill something. No.
This only lasts a minute, Ali. We gotta do something else.
Come on, guys! You've got a minute. What are you doing?
I'm looking.
So at this point, Sadiq has stepped out of the front of the guild house, down the 2 or 3 steps, down onto the main street. He's now stopped, sword still drawn, and you can see he's trying to move, like he wants to move. Sadiq, you really feel like you must do what Craven's asking you to do, but at the same time, you're kind of conflicted. You know that you shouldn't just go out and kill someone, but at the same time, it kind of feels right as well. You're very internally conflicted at this point, but you are unable to move. Although you are trying very hard.
Should we rope him, or
Yeah.
maybe?
I grabbed the rope that I'm carrying from my pack.
Okay, so you run out with the rope, and what are you doing with the rope?
Tying Sadiq up, hopefully succeeding, maybe.
I really hope Pet doesn't see us doing this.
Make a dexterity check first to see how quickly you can get a rope around him, and then I'll need Sadiq. You'll get a strength check shortly.
24.
Yeah, you're pretty quick. I mean, you got out there. You managed to get the rope around his upper body, around his arms, pulling his arms together around his waist. Then you run the strand back through under his arms and down his back and around his ankles. This pulls the sword in to his side. Do you attempt to take the sword from his grip?
No.
You don't? Okay. It looks like he's got a pretty firm grip on it anyway.
Yeah.
Sadiq, you are able to respond to them. You can talk to them. But you're still very strongly compelled to do what Craven's wanting you to do at this point.
Just going to say I need to go. I've got something to do. What are you doing?
What is it that you're doing? We'll come with you.
I've got a theory to test.
What's the theory?
Just theory.
This is kind of odd. You're just saying you have an idea, but you're hog-tied down to the road, and
he's still standing. He's still standing at this point. You haven't taken him down. He's still standing.
Oh, I'm gonna boop him and have him fall. You're hog-tied to the road, and you don't like. This is odd. Don't you? Are you there? Do you want us to take the sword?
No, I don't want you to take the sword.
What's it saying? Is it saying something?
Kill them. They're trying to stop us.
It's not good at this moment.
What's it? Is it saying it's
Let
not
us
good?
go.
Wants us to go.
Where do we want to go? We'll go.
Bandits? It's bandits apparently. It wants to go say hello to the bandits.
Let us go.
Should we wake them up? We should let them sleep.
And apparently he's hungry.
Uh-oh. Allie, you don't want to take the sword, do you? You
All
want me
right,
to?
I'll try and
You want me to
take.
try?
Strength versus strength. Sadiq versus Alessandros.
I've already rolled.
I kind of
I'll
figured
let
you would.
I'll let Ali roll first.
Alessandros, your strength check, please.
17.
17.
He wins.
What was yours?
I got a 4.
Oh, shit. So with
The
that,
dice do not like me tonight.
no, they do not. With that, Alessandros, you take the hilt of the sword and you release it from Sadiq's grasp. It's not heavy, but it's heavier than what you used to. You used to wielding a nice light rapier, and you're used to daggers and finesse weapons, which are light to handle and easy to use. This thing seems clumsy to you, but as you grip it, I need you to make a wisdom save for me.
Better save, Ali.
Oh no.
13. The voice comes to you as you grip the handle of this dark blade. You are not worthy of this blade. Put me down.
I instantly drop it.
So you just instantly drop it without
Yeah.
any hesitation?
Yep. So, yeah, that was weird. It
What-
spoke to me.
And it was creepy. Like, it was dark
Creepy.
and creepy. And it made you feel horrible. Like, it gave you a real sense of dread inside.
Did he tell you to kill bandits?
The
What did he
day
say?
just said I wasn't worthy.
Oh.
I don't know. It's weird.
I'm gonna take off my cloak and just kind of try and wrap it so I'm not touching the sword.
I'll allow that. Sadiq, I need you to make another strength check, as now that the sword is released from your grasp, all you can think about is getting it back. You're not having a good night tonight.
You have
Really?
luck.
You do have. Does Sadiq have a luck?
The
Yeah,
chat
Blue
just
Jays
gave him
given
luck.
one.
Oh, they did.
I ain't
Oh, they
using
did.
it.
Sadiq redeemed. You have a luck, so you can re-roll it if you wish.
No, I don't want to break free. I like that.
So what was your roll?
And that one.
A natural one. Oh yeah, I don't even think a luck would save you there. So a critical fail there. So you're struggling. You just can't seem to break free. Keep your luck till later. Mark that down. You've got a luck, so you've got a re-roll.
Where's that little thing? I made up a thing so I can track that.
So with that, Fiala, you then wrap this dark blade. What do you wrap it in? Did you have something in your bag?
I just took off my cloak
took
to
off
wrap
your
it in
cloak?
my
Okay.
cloak. Yeah.
So you wrap it up. What are you doing with Sadiq? Sadiq is bound, lying in the street. There is now a couple of city guardsmen approaching.
Oh.
One with a very odd look on his face, and he sort of nudges. You see him as he nudges his friend and sort of points in your guys' direction, and they start making their way over to you. What are you doing?
He's rather heavy, isn't he?
He is not a small person, no.
No,
I'm gonna
um,
wild shape into a bear, and I'm gonna. What?
You're going to
What?
wild shape
What?
into a bear in the main street of
No,
Valon with a
no.
city guard coming towards you.
They know
Great
me.
idea.
No, we can explain. He's
As-
going through a rough time.
It's already been said. As the city guard approach you guys, you wild shape into a large bear. And the city, I mean, Alshonus, you're the first one to notice him, because Fiala, you dropped the sword because now the sword is beside you, wrapped in cloth, because you
Shit.
cannot hold the sword while you're in bear form.
I panicked.
The city guard, one of them, instantly, he's got a shield and he's got a sword. He draws his sword, shield up, sword over top of the shield in a defensive position. The other one raises his spear and throws his spear.
Oh, fuck.
He will fire his spear at you, which I believe will hit you with a 22, and you will
Yeah.
take 6 points of piercing damage in your bear form as the spear from this frightened city guardsman who's never seen a person turn into a bear before, especially in the main street of town, especially one that's standing over a bound person, and then draws his short sword and shield, and they both now defenses start moving forward, and it's just like, what are you doing? Stop!
With that, I hold up my amulet, saying, "He's with us. He's having trouble. Don't attack."
I don't care about the dude on the ground. The bear. What?
It's
Kill it!
fine. It's fine. Fiala, turn back. Turn back now.
Okay, I'm gonna turn back.
So you, wild shape, you revert back to your humanoid form. You now have a spear protruding from your shoulder. As the guards sort of both of them wide-eyed watch as you transform back into the person which they've just seen transform into a bear. And they are walking forward.
Like, really?
They're walking forward still slowly and cautiously. One of them grabs a bugle on the side and just starts blowing his bugle.
Oh,
And
Sadiq, you're gonna pay for this later.
then
God,
within a matter of moments, several other patrols enter the street and start coming in from different angles. Weapons drawn, pushing forward in a defensive sort of stance, closing in on you guys.
so I'm just gonna sit down on the ground.
Is the guard still there?
They're all moving in. They're all moving forward. There's probably about 8 or 9 guards at this point.
I'm gonna yell at them, "Stop! It's his bachelor party. We are trying to do a prank here. You are ruining it. What is this? Someone get the spear out so we can finish this. He's drunk."
Roll a persuasion check, please. At disadvantage.
Please let this work. Oh no. That was a good roll. 2, but I
The guard that's previously spoken to you, now they've gotten close enough to you, and they recognize the guild seal, which generally does afford you guys some leniency and some privileges in the city. But they sort of look down at Sadiq and they said, Sadiq, do you say anything at this point?
no, I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm just laughing.
You're not going to say anything at all?
No,
You still feel compelled.
Really?
You still really want to get up and go kill something. I mean, that's something that the sword still has that compelling feeling with you at this point. So it's still up to you whether you say anything or not. But you definitely still have that urge. You really want to.
I'm gonna rant about wanting to go kill bandits.
Yanta, you got a luck as well.
Thanks.
So you're mumbling about wanting to kill bandits, and the guard's looking at you. He's looking at Fiala. He's looking at Alessandra sitting on the ground. And the guards have moved in around you at this point. It is about this moment that Breton Hart makes an appearance
Oh
with
God.
his large wolf at his side, and he's sort of, what's going on here? And he pushes through some of the guards, and he goes, he just looks at you guys and starts shaking his head. What are you doing?
Okay, I stand up and explain.
Stand down. Stand down. We'll find out what's going on.
I think there is something wrong with Sadiq. It may be to do with the sword that's in that cloak.
Well, what do you mean something wrong? And swords and cloaks.
The
It's very
sword's
cloak and
so-
dagger, isn't it? I mean,
All
it's
I wanted
a
to
bit-
do was go kill some bandits with the new sword that I picked up.
Oh.
And no one wants to let me go play with bandits.
Oh, now you talk. All right.
Now, what's wrong with that? I mean, what's wrong with killing bandits? I mean, bandits are bad people, right? I mean, you guys are the Lions of Valon, and I mean, my guys are stretched as it is because of protecting the city. What's wrong with killing bandits? You're trying to stop him from killing bandits. You tie him up. He's your friend. What the hell?
Okay,
That's
I
his
took
sword.
the sword off him, When I took the sword off him, the sword spoke to me.
And he just gives you he raises an eyebrow, looks at you and goes, the sword spoke to you.
Touch it. Touch it.
Sadiq, no one's touching anything of yours. Anyway.
The sword belonged to Cass. It was Cass, wasn't it?
That belonged to Cass.
Yes.
The thing you guys killed, right? I mean, you did kill it.
Yes.
Yes.
And it wants to kill bandits because it speaks to you, and he does the air quotes at this point. Roll a persuasion check, Alessandros.
Good luck. But you have luck from last time, I think.
Yeah, I do. 16.
Ooh. Breton gives you a really quizzical look and sort of looks at you, looks at Fiala. Sort of, Fiala's giving him that whole, please. It's like, believe us, we're telling the truth kind of thing. Looks down at Sadiq, looks at the sword, looks back at Sadiq and says to Sadiq, did the sword speak to you?
Yes, still is. Well, no, it's not anymore. But it was.
That's not helping. He again raises your eyebrow, looks at you, looks back at you guys, and says to one of the city guardsmen, it's all right. I know these people. And you can see he really doesn't want to admit that he knows you guys. Let it be. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Now, untie Sadiq. Pick up your sword. Go back inside. And please don't wild shape in city again. Some of these guys are new and they've not seen that before, and you likely get a crossbow bolt between the eyes, right? I mean, you got a spear sticking out of you, for Christ's sakes. Please, guys. You're supposed to be the heroes of the city.
We're only human. Well, something like that.
Well,
I'm human, Sadiq. You're kind. You're kind, I suppose, but come on, guys.
It's the human part of me.
Give me a break. I mean, seriously.
Okay, Sadiq, if I untie you, we're going back into Guildhall, yes?
I think it's better that you don't.
There you go. So
there you go, Breton. You decide.
He just sighs again. It's like,
And
Alessandros, give me a hand. And he grabs you by the ropes and picks you up, and literally throws you over his shoulder. He's not a small dude. He's a pretty big guy, and his wolf is sort of sitting beside him with that sideways look that dogs give you. It's like, huh? What the fuck is going on? And he carries you into the guild house and just lays you down on one of the tables. Fiala, do you pick up the sword and bring it inside as well at that point?
Yeah. Then I look at the guard and I say, excellent marksmanship. Good job.
The guard's sort of still looking at you wide-eyed, and do you give him back his spear?
Yeah.
He reaches out and takes it and sort of says, thanks.
You're welcome.
And takes it and sort of turns, looking back every now and again, and keeps walking, and you see him talking. As he's walking away, you can see him talking with his friend, and it's kind of excited, kind of scared talk. Is that whole, did you fucking see that? It's like, what? Oh my god. Fuck. And they keep walking away. The rest of the guards eventually disperse. Breton, before he leaves, again turns to you guys and said, please guys, don't do that in the street. I mean, fuck. Ugh, and he just turns and walks away. So with that, Zeke, I need you to make another wisdom save, please. With the sword being out of your grasp at this point. How far away is the sword from Sadiq, just out of curiosity?
Well, I'm holding it, so I'm following the guards and him, so I'd say maybe 10, 15.
Cool. So wisdom save, Sadiq.
0.
Oh my god. The sword, you can't hear the sword at this point, but Fiela, even though you're carrying it in the cloak, the dark aura is emanating through this cloak, and you don't hear it, but you get a real sense of cold, like it feels really cold to touch, and it gives you a real shiver up your spine, like that shiver of death sort of creeps up your spine. It's a real eerie feeling, but you can't hear anything. Alessandro's, however, you hear, "Let him go. We have things to do."
Where's the sword currently?
In Fiela's hands.
That thing's talking to me again. I don't like it.
But you're not holding it. How is it?
Let him go.
It's telling me to let him go.
Oh.
I got an idea. Take the sword to his room upstairs. Maybe. Further away was the most likely. Maybe.
I'll put it in my room. It doesn't talk to me for now until
Okay.
Het gets back.
So you're gonna take it to your room?
Yeah, until Het gets back.
Sadiq, the moment that sword breaches that 30-foot threshold, the distance away from you, you feel an intense pain in the center of your chest. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage, please.
Now it rolls good. 24.
The intense pain continues. You will only take 7 points of psychic damage because of your save. It would have been a whole lot more if you hadn't saved. But the pain is continuous. It is just ongoing. It is intense. It is burning, and it's right at the center of your chest.
Did we notice this?
You probably would. Fiala would not. She's headed up to her room with the sword. But Alessandro, you would definitely notice Sadiq. He probably doesn't cry out in pain because of that save, but you can see that he's definitely in some form of distress and discomfort.
So with my hearing, I tell Pierre, "Come back." Sadiq's in pain, I think.
Shoot. I'm gonna hurry back and put the sword on the floor and check him. Probably like 15 feet away.
The moment the sword is within sort of 30 feet of Sadiq, once all that pain subsides, Sadiq, you very faintly hear, "Not too far."
Not too far. I think the sword wants to stay near me. And I want to stay near it. Kind of.
Are you saying this?
Yes.
Yes.
Um,
So, at this point, we'll pause there with you guys, and we will switch over to Het, who has wandered into the city of Evldoa. Het, what were you doing at this point? You are muted.
You are right, it was muted. I didn't say much, I said Het was just looking for replacement armor, nothing to spend too much time on.
So you go to the blacksmith. You've all been to this particular blacksmith before. The short, stout dwarven blacksmith, and so he's looking for just a standard, any kind of armor, just to keep you going until your armor is finished.
Yes, Het is proficient in medium armor, and he wants just a stock half plate, just to get him by. Correct.
Hey, we've got some half plate here. Well, how much are you willing to spend? We've got some pretty good armor.
I actually have some really good armor being enchanted currently, so just whatever common half plate you've got there, just enough to tide me for a few days if I have to.
Okay, just give me one moment. And you hear him. He goes out the back and he starts rummaging around through, and it sounds like he's trying to dig through a scrap pile. He's down of metal on metal, sort of clanking and clunking. He comes back and he sort of patting this armor as he comes out. It's dusty, and you can see it's definitely seen better days. He says, "Well, since you're after something very simple, here, you can take this one, free of charge." And he hands over you this. It's not quite rusty, but it's borderline. Like it's definitely half plate. The leather straps definitely look worn and old. The buckles, again, borderline rusty. It's battle scarred, but it'll be functional. It'll work as a standard piece of half plate.
Excellent. Does it have any markings or crests or pictures or anything on it from its previous user?
Just battle scars. It looks like it's got a small dent across the top of the plate where it's probably been hit by a sword. It looks like it might have a small puncture wound in the abdomen, left side of the abdomen, where it may have either taken a crossbow bolt or even like a morning star hit. But it's still functional.
Okay, Hit takes his time in the shop, donning the armor, and then heads back to the group.
It has charm. Let's put it that way.
That's all Hit needs for the now.
Please come back and see us again. And you can, as you're walking out, you hear him sniggering as you walk out. Almost like it was like, God, thank God I got rid of that piece of crap. Was that all Hit wanted to do?
That is all Hit wanted to do, yes.
And you head back to the guild house after you complete that task?
Correct. Yeah, Hit just thought about it. He probably would have done it last time had he thought. But yes, straight back to the guild house.
So with that, Hit, you would have been returning to the guild house, I would imagine, as the commotion has probably just come to an end. So you would have seen a few guards standing out the front of the guild house and them starting to disperse. Moments later, you see Brett and Hart and his wolf exit the guild house, and he acknowledges he's seen you, gives you a bit of a wave and a nod, and again shakes his head as he walks away, leaving you to believe that maybe something's happened.
Does Hit get close enough to say anything to him?
You're definitely within earshot.
It's like, afternoon, Britton. Why are you shaking your head at me?
You would not believe what I just had to deal with.
Oh, not dragons or something, demons or skeletons in town?
No, worse. Your friends. Oh my God. Fiala changing form in the middle of town. Sadiq hogtied on the ground. They could have got arrested. They could have got killed. My God. You guys are supposed to be heroes.
Are they still on due, like the team, or are they just
No, the doors. Hey, Brenton probably closed the doors behind him as you come out, so they'll be inside the guild house at this point.
Okay. Hit says quizzically, what now? Who's turning into what the?
Yeah, exactly. It's like what? I don't know. I can't. And he turns and says, "Best of luck to you. Tell him to not do it again, please." And
okay,
he turns and just starts to walk away.
He scratches his head, and he cannot make out any semblance of organization in what Brett has just said. Okay, see you, and heads into the guild house. At the same time he's heading into the guild house, telepathically he says to Kelek, "Is Namaris all right?"
And Kelek responds that she's sleeping like a baby, although very loudly snoring, and it's really, really annoying.
Okay, Kelleg. Back to inform and go invisible and stay in the top corner of a room where you can see everything.
Yes, master.
Oh, good. That's the voice I would have used. And with that, Hit goes into the guild house.
You open the guild doors, and what you are greeted with is Sadiq tied up, lying on a table, Alessandra standing to one side, Fiala at the base of the stairs. Did you put the sword down on another table? On the floor?
I just put it on the floor to medicine check Sadiq real quick.
So so Fiala and Alessandra are flanking Sadiq. You probably can't see this. You probably can't see the sword at this point, but all you see is Sadiq lying tied up on the table, and Alessandra and Fiala standing either side of him.
As he walks in to see this, he's like, "Whoa, hey, what the hell is going on?"
Het, thank God you're here. Sadiq's hearing voices to go kill bandits, but his eyes were all grayed over. So then he goes outside, and then I call Allie, and I tell her to hold him. She can't figure it out, so I hold person him. Then we hog tie him to the ground. Then I thought I'd drag him as being a bear. That didn't go out very so well, and now it's talking to Allie. So we took it away from it. It's on the floor, but he wants to be near it, and it seems to hurt him if he's far away from it.
Hit pulls Grayskull from his pack, looks at Grayskull, looks at Fiala, looks back at Grayskull and says, what now?
Okay, I'll recap.
Hold on. Ildry, you just threw a whole lot at me. Sadiq, are you alright?
I'm chill. I just want to go kill some bandits.
Okay.
And the sword talks to me.
I remember the sword whispers in my head when I picked it up, so I can believe that. But you were just going to go and kill bandits with a sword. Did he tell you he was going to kill bandits?
Well, not at first. He said he has an idea. But and his eyes were all weird. And he wouldn't stop.
Which by the way, his eyes are still clouded over.
Okay. Hit leans around and goes, "Oh," and he looks over Sadiq a couple of times, and he goes, "Oh, he does look at. Are you feeling all right, Sadiq? Are you feeling okay?"
50-50.
You feel fine. You feel okay apart from the excruciating pain that you went through a few moments ago. You're pretty great.
Yeah, I'm feeling awesome as long as the sword stays close and I go kill some bandits with it.
Look your eyes into mine, please. At this point,
I look deeply into his eyes.
Hit touches Grayskull to Sadiq, and he says, "Mother of mercy, cure what ails." And cast Lesser Restoration on Sadiq.
Lesser Restoration. Let me refresh my memory.
So, can either cure one disease or one condition like curse, blinded, deaf, and paralyzed, or poison. It doesn't actually say curse, to be honest.
I had that the whole time.
You complete your casting. Sadiq's eyes do clear. But Sadiq, you still don't want to give up the sword. You don't have the uncontrollable urge to go kill anything now. That has passed. But you remember everything. Like, you were quite clear, and you really wanted to go kill something. Now, not so much. But the sword, you still need the sword.
Sadiq, do you feel a little better?
I feel better, but I still need the sword.
Strange.
We try the Greater Restoration one?
If you have that, I am currently... I have to spend a little more time with the Steel Lady to learn that spell, but if you have it, give it a go.
Hang on, what? You're saying he's cursed?
I believe that would be the case. and we know the sword is magic, and we know it belonged to
Him.
an evil
but shall
demon.
Yeah, that thing.
an evil one, at least. So yes, it's worth a go, Fiela.
I'm going to try and cast Greater Restoration on him. But it appears that Sadiq's passed out because he's...
On him or the sword specifically?
I'm gonna think about it and ask Het's opinion. Do you think I should cast it on him, or should we try the sword?
I tell you what, my opinion would be the curse is the attunement, I assume, of the sword to the host. I would try the host first. If it doesn't work, we can always do the sword afterwards, right?
Right. I'm gonna do it on Sadiq.
At what level are you casting Greater Restoration?
We'll go 6.
6th level. 6th level.
I can't cast it at 6th level for some reason, though. I don't
No.
think.
I
You
think
can
fifth.
upcast any spell.
Fifth.
you can upcast any spell. So
5th level.
5th level Greater
Yes.
Restoration. Let me just double check my stats here.
However, lesser and greater restoration upcast don't do anything. They just use the spell slot. They don't do anything more than normal.
Yeah, that's true. So you can cast it at a lower spell slot if you wish.
Oh, I can. All right. I will do it at let's.
I think it's a 5th level anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. So 5th is good.
It is, yeah, 5th level.
For Sadiq, I feel like he's a 5th level friend. We'll do.
Do you have, however, before you cast
Uh-oh.
this particular spell, do you have diamond dust worth 100 gold to which to cast this spell with?
I
Yes.
need diamond dust. Do we have that, Ali? I don't think we do. You're muted.
We have a diamond worth
Yeah, but-
100.
We can turn it into dust.
Where's Namaris when
I
we need
would
her?
I would allow the use of a diamond worth 100 gold. I don't think it specifically should be dust, but I would allow the use of a diamond worth the same.
Speaking
Ah,
of not
As
white.
long as it was specifically a diamond. I mean, the whole dust thing kind of always irked me.
For flavor, DM hit can cast an ice spell and then the heat spell straight on it twice to
Yep.
break it down.
I'm happy with that if you are.
I will use the slots super cooling and then superheating the diamond to create the shards close to dust.
And you do so thusly. Fiona, you then take the newly formed diamond shards and you lay them out across Sadiq's bound chest. And you mutter the arcane words, you mark the runes and sigils as you create your spell. Sadiq, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw at advantage.
1 second. D&D Beyond's taking a nap.
Taking its sweet time.
Advantage. So that would be a 7.
You do have a luck if you wish to use it. Just putting
Yeah.
it out there.
13.
13. With that, Fiela, can I get you to make a wisdom save also at advantage? Actually, Alshonish and Hick, can I get you both to do the same also?
What type of save?
Wisdom saves, please.
An advantage or just normal?
For you, be just normal, and same with Hick.
16 for
16
me.
for you. Alshondros,
7.
7. Hit.
But I
Did you have a luck if you wish to use it?
do.
Actually, I think you had gained some inspiration as well, so. No, you don't. You use that. I remember.
14 for head.
14 for hit.
I get to reroll, don't I?
Just a re-roll, but you have to take the new roll.
Yeah.
And just mark off your luck. What's your new roll?
7.
A little bit better.
Sorry, that's 15
Little
for
bit.
hit.
15. So with that, Sadiq, you again feel that excruciating pain start in your chest. It then builds, moves up your chest into your upper shoulder and neck area, and then into the most excruciating migraine you've probably ever experienced in your life, to the point your eyes water, you can no longer see. You will take 5 points of psychic damage, and then the pain leaves almost as quickly as it came. Your mind suddenly feels clear. You don't feel that cloud, that sort of heavy cloud, that heavy coldness hanging over you like you did before. You think and listen for a few moments, and you can't feel or hear the sword's presence. Alessandros, as you watch Sadiq and watch that cloud lift from his eyes, and that the look of pain and intense pain for a moment in his face, the moment you see that in his face, you also feel the exact same pain, that intense headache, and you take 9 points of psychic damage, and within an instant it's gone. Hit, you start feeling that same intense pain start to the back of your mind, moves further forward to the behind your eyes, and then it dissipates. You take no damage. Fiela, however, you being the castee of this particular spell, you catch the brunt of this force and energy as it's dispersed from your friend, and you feel that same pain build up, and you will take 19 points of psychic damage, and knocked 12 feet backwards and knocked prone against the opposite table and chairs, sending chairs and stuff scattering. You are now lying flat on your back, breath taken away, and searing pain in your head, and your eyes are watering as well. Seth sort of comes out from the kitchen as you hear the noise. What's going on? What? Miss Fiala, you okay? And he rushes up to try and help pick you up, and sort of seeing Sadiq tied up, just like, what's happened? Does anyone say anything?
My breast's knocked out, so I can't.
Yeah, he's sort of got you back up to seated position. He can see you in a fair amount of pain.
Hit would have ran over to Fiela and to help her as well, and will say, nothing major, just like a exorcism here.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Right.
I'm gonna sit there and just go, I feel much better.
Seth sort of stands up, looks at you, Hit. You can tell he knows you're full of shit. He's not a stupid man. He goes, right, but you're okay. Everyone's okay, right?
Yeah, just don't touch that sword.
What sword? He's looking around for a sword. All he sees is a cloak lying on the ground. He doesn't. He's like, what sword are you talking about? I can't see in his.
That's the right answer. Walk away.
Turn around and walk away.
You go, oh, Miss
we'll
Fiala, is that your
later.
cloak over there? I'll just get it for you.
Don't touch the
Don't
cloak.
touch that cloak!
Hit casts
Walk
heat
away.
metal on the sword.
He doesn't even get to it. He sort of freezes like, oh, okay. Oh, you mean the sword's in the cloak? Right, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, I won't touch it, if you say so. And with that, the cloak starts to smoke as the metal starts to heat. You see this,
The cloak takes
wisp-
2d8 fire damage.
My cloak.
That's actually a very important cloak there, Het.
Is it
That
magical?
was my mother's.
Is that Begilia's cloak? It's magical. It can't be destroyed. It's fine. It just starts to smolder and smoke.
The sword is red hot underneath. Hit stops the cast and casts frostbite back at it.
And with that, Seth sort of backs away and sort of, you need anything? I'll just go back to my duties then. You good?
Yep.
Thank you,
Good.
Seth. We're sorry for any trouble we
I
may have
Right.
caused.
I go to Sadiq and say, now you're all right now, aren't you? You're not hearing that sword, are you?
No, just the normal voices in my head. Don't worry about it.
I'm not sure if I want to untie you now. I untie Sadiq.
But no one hears the sword in their head. But what you do hear out loud this time, as the shadow from the sword grows in size. No, I'm kidding. No, the sword is quiet and it's still emanating dark aura, but it is no longer speaking to anyone.
We need to take that somewhere safe.
I think up the ass of Kosas is probably the best.
Well,
Can we build a proper pommel for the sword that won't, that will resist, when you touch it, kind of thing?
Or we say, maybe Sadiq, you don't use it until the time comes that we need it.
well, the thing about it is it wants to get strong. In the conversations that I had with it, it will sap strength from one creature and give it to me, which is all good. I like that idea, but I don't like it's absolute bloodlust that the thing has. That part not so good. I don't think we can risk it unless someone can strip one away from the other, which I don't think will work either. But
Or we could, when you want to use it, we can just say, maybe we put it in a box, right? And then when you want to use it, we all agree. And then you use it, and then Fiala and me can hit you with some spells to get it out of your hands again.
Yeah, but that just hurts a lot.
yeah, well, that might actually turn out bad because like separating from it this time took a little bit of damage. That I'm a little bit hurt from it, but not great. But if it was, beefed me up fully, I don't think I could survive the separation.
And Fiala's not looking that crash hot from it either.
Yeah, I think, and at the same time, I think it's probably just better that I use Heavenly Executioner and stick with that because that sword helps, but it doesn't want to go kill shit on its own.
Maybe do we take it to Coram, somewhere where it's going to be safe?
I'm wondering if the Arcanus is probably a better place because they've probably got like a magical vault to stick it in.
Ah, yes.
I trust Coram, but at the same time, there's a level of it's security. We don't want someone else to get their hands on this weapon as well.
Yes, you could be right. Maybe we should join together and take it on a long trip up to Mount Doom and throw it into the volcano.
Where the hell's this Mount Doom?
Oh, just something I heard. Never mind.
Volcano sounds good though. Nice and chilly. Although
No,
would you be
you're-
able to cope with the hell from the fire?
Poss- Possibly not, but your idea with magical entrapment sounds good. Do you think that will work, Yildri?
It sounds pretty good to me.
Meanwhile, poor old Namaris is sleeping.
Yeah.
Should we let her sleep? Should we wake her up?
Let us sleep.
I'm surprised she slept through this.
What we'll do there, guys, we'll take a short break and then we'll come back and we'll do a little bit of RP with Namaris. While she's snoring away. But we'll be right back after these few messages, ladies and germs. We will just have a quick short break, go for a wee, have a drink, Good to see everyone there. We've had a posture check. We've had a couple of lucks given out. Blue Jay dropping a luck on Sadiq and on Yanti, who definitely looks. It sounded like Sadiq definitely needed it tonight. Holy crap, man! Your rolls have been shit.
Yeah, crap rolls, and my wills are -1 as well, so it's not like
it doesn't really help. But yes, so we'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. And we are back, ladies and Germanies. Before we get back into the show, if anyone has any questions or things they'd like to say before we get back into it, anyone in the chat? We're all back. We'll give us a few minutes before we get started again. So I hope everyone's week has been cool. Ladies and Germanies, exactly, Lord Crimson. Or Bobs and Vagines, whichever you want to prefer.
Did you really?
Say Bobs and Vagines, I did. Totally.
Oh my god.
Is there possibly a journey to a volcano called Mount Doom in the near future? Well, anything's possible. Anything is possible in the world of D&D. Roasted chickens.
I'm slightly out of character there. That was more of a Carnos thing to say.
Probably, yes. But you never know. Anything is possible. As the saying goes, the only limit you have is your imagination and your ability to speak, which I have neither right now. Oh, the Doom song from what's that game? It's on tip of my tongue. Doom to doom 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 doom. Doom to doom doom doom. Trashy, come on, you know that game.
Oh yeah, Siddiq's Blood Hunter with the sword. Oh.
The little robot, the annoying robot.
Yeah.
Borderlands.
Yes, Blue Jay.
Invadism. That's it. You want to see how Siddiq's Blood Hunter mixes with that sword real bad? Hey, it may still happen. You never know. Depends on what they decide to do. I mean, if they just decide to throw it in the Mount Doom, then probably not. That's if they can find Mount Doom.
I just want to see Siddiq turn into a golem.
My precious. Oh, golem.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Fat hobbitses.
Who knows?
Maybe with Fiddlestick. But
Can I spend my points to seek to grip the sword? Ooh. 100,000 points. 100,000 points, and you can force Siddiq to pick up the sword. No, I'm kidding. It's never gonna happen.
Grips the
I have
sword.
106,000, so make an icon.
It's not gonna happen. Right, so we shall get back into the story. Ladies and germs, we will return now with back over to make it happen. Let's go.
Cameron, you're not helping. Shut up.
That's a critical success. No, it's not. You failed. But we will return to the story now. We'll switch over to Nomaris, who is blissfully sleeping. Nomaris, as you sleep, for the first time in a very long time, you dream. You've not slept well enough to reach this dream state for quite some time. You find yourself walking in a field of tall wildflowers, waist height, just walking forward, and off in the distance on a small hill, you see a cherry tree in full blossom. What do you do?
I walk over to it.
You walk towards it?
Hmm?
You start walking towards this cherry tree, and as you get closer to it, a familiar figure steps out from behind it. She looks the same as she did the last time you spoke to her. She has a warm smile on her face. And as you approach and get close enough to reach out to her, she reaches out both hands towards you in a gesture, basically wanting to take your hands. Do you reciprocate?
Mm-hmm.
You put your hands in hers, And she smiles softly to you, and she says, "At last, we are free again. I have kept you safe. You are with your friend, no?"
Yeah.
Now, it is your turn to shine. You're strong again. And together, we will see things right. And she just looks at you.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing in my dream state, I would probably. Well, I'm in a dream. I don't know. I'm in a dream. Feels like life. I thank you very much for keeping me safe, and we can carry on with our adventures.
Yes, indeed. There are many things that your friends will need to know. Firstly, that you are who you say you are, of course.
Mm-hmm.
By your actions will they know this. No need to explain with words. Just do what you do. You shall be fine. I will visit you from time to time, as I've always done. Your father, or the one you call father, he does still live. His whereabouts, though hazy to me. But you will find him. But remember, our name is not Nema. That was the name you were given by your father. Our name, your name, is Ashana, and always will. Which name you choose is of course up to you. But as long as you know who you are. And she raises your hands up and takes half a step back, just allowing your hands to fall free.
Mm-hmm.
And again smiles softly, giving you just a slight nod.
Yep.
And then the wind picks up and around the trees and blows some of the cherry blossom off in a direction. Your eyes follow the cherry blossom just briefly, and as you turn back to the tree, Shana's no longer there. The tree starts to fade, and you drift back into unconsciousness or full sleep.
I think before she went, I would have turned around and said to her, "Well, they know me as Neymaris, and I know where you are if I need you."
And she doesn't say anything as she fades. She'll nod, and just again that wind will take the blossom.
Does Killick see anything while this is happening during her dream? Does she move? Does she get up?
She moves a little in her sleep. He would inform you that she is a little restless, but she sleeps through. There was no person in the room. There was nothing untoward. She didn't look distressed or anything like that. She just seemed just like she was. She seemed like she was dreaming, but it didn't seem like it was a bad dream or a nightmare.
Good.
And with that, we return to the main hall, where you were discussing the possibility of waking Neymaris. By this time, you're probably getting towards dinner time, about 6:30, 7 o'clock. You still have the dark sword in Fiela's cloak lying on the floor. Zeke is still bound, lying on the table, although he's probably sitting up at this point.
No, I untied him.
I don't remember you saying you untied him.
Yes, I did. Just after the 7.
He did.
I
We
didn't
had a
hear it.
conversation about the sword.
Right, you untied him. I didn't hear it, so it's fine. There was a lot of things going on. So, Untied, you are now discussing what your next course of action is. Nutty, whatever you're doing is interfering with your microphone.
Oh, sorry, cleaning my glasses.
So what are you doing, guys? Namaris is snoring her head off still, so she should be muted.
We'll leave Namaris to sleep because she needs to recuperate no matter what. No point waking her up if we don't need to wake her up.
Yes. We'll take the sword.
Yeah, let's take this sword to the Arcanus. Keep on wanting
Good
to say,
idea.
or keep on wanting to say Thorpe because you fucking know what's going on, but he ain't there. So yeah, we'll go to the Arcanus and talk to whoever's in charge now.
So you're going to head over to the Arcanus, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll take you an hour or so to get over there. I need to remember the woman that you dealt with over there. All my pages of notes. I can never ever remember who it is. Ah, Shazu, that's right. I remember.
Azu?
Shasu.
Shoot.
Shoo. I mean, yeah. So you head over to the Arcanus, and you probably get there right on about the time they're getting ready to close their doors. You sort of be pushing sort of 7:30, 8 o'clock at this point. You notice that a couple of the acolytes just have walked out the front and are heading down the stairs, and then you would recognise the half-elven woman Shazu, who you've dealt with before, who you dealt with your armour.
For my armor.
And she is looks like she's about to close up and lock up for the evening.
Excuse me, just before you finish doing that, you might want to put this away first.
Oh, you startled me. Put what away exactly? Oh, hello. The lions, yes. How may I be of assistance?
We have an item that you need to lock away.
And
It is wrapped up in a cloak.
Do you unwrap it to show her, or do you just do you tell her what it is? What do you what specifically?
Kind of holding the hilt with the cloak, holding it type deal, and just pull the blade to show the blade.
Okay,
deal.
so the blade. So you reveal the blade, which is still emanating its dark aura, and her eyes widen a little bit, and she goes, "Oh, come inside, please." And she doesn't want to touch the sword. She sort of ushers you in all into the door. Please take a seat in the library. I'll be right with you. And she comes back with a couple of scrolls and some ink and a quill. She unfills one scroll, which is blank, and she unfills another, which Fiala and probably you may understand some of the arcane runes and bits and pieces on it. It looks like it's a more in-depth identify spell. You've probably seen the basic identify spell, or at least heard about it. This one seems just a little bit more detailed, a little bit more in depth. There's a bit more on the page. So she says to Sadiq, she says to you, please, would you place the weapon on the table? Don't touch it, just unwrap it and place it on the table there.
I kind of do that, and then hand the cloak back to Fiala and go, there you go, all yours. Dust off any burn marks that it made.
The cloak looks pretty good. With that, she holds up the scroll in front of her, reads something, mutters to herself, then puts the scroll down, and then she starts tracing some arcane sigils as she slowly circles the blade on this table. After a short time, you see her eyes start to glow in that arcane blue, and her fingertips start to do the same thing as she holds your hands above the blade. And then all of a sudden her eyes widen and they emanate that dark aura briefly, and then back to the arcane, and then back to her own eyes, and the arcane light from her hands dissipates. And she stands there for a moment. Oh, wow.
You okay?
Oh, yes, forgive me. I have not felt such power from an item. Just give me a moment. And she steps back and she takes a seat. And she just sits here and breathes for a moment, and then takes the inkwell and just starts writing in Elvish some bits and pieces in the script. You can't really make out from where you are what she's writing. And then she turns to your left and rolls that scroll up, puts it to one side. She says, "Do you realize what you have here?"
It's a sword that likes to talk to people.
Oh, it is much more than that. It is sentient, most definitely. But also extremely powerful and extremely dangerous.
Listen, Shazu.
None of you touched this sword, did you? As she sort of looks around.
I think we all did.
Maybe a little.
And sheepishly, I look away and go, "No, not at all."
What if we were to touch it? Not that we did, but what would have happened?
She looks directly at you, Sadiq. She says, "Give me your hand, quickly."
Give her my hand.
And she grabs your hand and closes both her hands around yours, and closes her eyes. And you feel at first, just a slight coolness come from inside her hands, and then you feel an intense heat. For a moment, you go to instinctively pull away, but then that heat changes to just a comfortable warmth. You're now back at max hit points, and you're definitely feeling a lot better than what you were previously. You're still feeling the effects of it. Hit and Fiala would probably recognize that what she cast was another greater restoration spell, as what you didn't probably see is the diamond she had in her hand as she put her hands over top of yours. Just to make
Shazu,
sure.
what is the plan with that sword? Do you have something to do?
Well,
for it?
Firstly, let me explain what it is. Did you, by any chance, learn its name?
It referred to as Craven.
Well, at least it didn't completely lie. Its true name is Craven's Edge. This weapon, albeit a very powerful weapon, nonetheless, it probably told you that it would make you stronger as you dealt with your enemies. It would sap the strength from them, passing it to you, which it indeed does. What it would have neglected to tell you is that upon reaching your maximum strength that you could muster in your physical frame, that when you rested, it would then attempt to take your soul. A lot have fallen beneath this blade. Many, I would say, Cass being one of them, being the fact that he was soulless, would have managed to survive such an ordeal. Although I would not say the same for you, Sadiq. I would assumed that he would have consumed you fully had you reached your maximum potential.
Never actually got to use him.
Well, that is relief.
Sometimes Sadiq seems pretty soulless, though.
Only on Thursdays.
She gets the humour, but she doesn't seem to show it. She gives a little bit of a smirk and sort of goes back to the more serious nature of the discussion. So, how to deal with such a weapon? We obviously do not want it falling into the enemy's hands once again.
It says something about Mount Doom. I don't know what that is.
I've never heard of a Mount Doom. I mean, we've got several
Something like-
mountains in the Paradigm Realms, but I've never heard of one of Mount Doom.
Something full of lava that would melt it down completely.
It is a nice thought, but this would take more than mere lava to destroy such a weapon. But what we can do is we can banish it to a harmless demiplane where only we can reach it. We've banished several weapons of sentience there before. It seems to have worked thus far. If that is satisfactory to you, of course.
Oh yeah.
It's a vault of sorts, if
Yeah.
you will.
Perfect. That's what we thought. We don't want to know where it is. You look after that.
Of course. You do not wish to stay and witness the ritual?
We'll
It's very
stay
brief.
out. We'll stay outside and make sure you don't get disturbed while the ritual's happening.
Of course.
Assessing.
Of course. It won't take long. 10 or 15 minutes, if you're willing to wait, and you can see the task is done.
Yep. No worries. I'll go outside.
The rest of you are willing. If you wish to stay and witness the ritual, that is quite fine.
I'll stay.
Of course. Take. You're already seated. Remain there. I'd probably pay to move back just a little. It can be rather energetic, shall we say. And she excuses herself for a few moments again. Is there anything you want to discuss before she comes back? She disappears up the spiral staircase. It's going to be gone for maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
Did Sadiq go outside on his own?
I'm assuming so.
Yep. I just got up and said, "That's it. I'll go outside."
Ali, do you think Sadiq is feeling sad?
Not sure.
Well, he didn't. I mean, he made the comment that he did not get to use the sword. Maybe he was looking forward to brandishing such a powerful weapon. Maybe, I mean, he's the most sensible of us. He probably deserves to have something powerful to wield. Maybe we should get him a gift.
I say we get him a large Goliath woman.
I agree.
You think that is what he needs?
That
Ilbury?
would cheer him right up. Someone with choking capabilities.
Yep, absolutely.
That seems like a good idea, actually. I know whenever I'm feeling like learning a bit of Elven, that's it.
Hey,
What?
maybe
What?
we should focus. Anyway,
At that
Focusing.
moment, Shazu returned. Oh, I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
Oh no, we were just wondering. Actually, you might know Shazu. Shazu. Is that right? Is that how you say your name?
Shazu.
Shazu.
Yes.
Like that little instrument that you kind of blow and make a noise down.
I'm not familiar with such an instrument, but okay.
You're not familiar with a kazoo?
No.
halfling name, I think.
Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, that's right. Do you have a weapon around here that is currently great and magical that we could replace for our friend Sadiq, since he was hoping to wield this into combat, thinking it was a majestic sword.
Well, no, not really. We do enchantments. We could enchant an existing weapon, of course, at a cost and a time frame, as you know.
Yes, cost and time. That's right. My armor 5 days. That's a good thing. Okay, I'll look into that and let you know.
All right then. Right, shall we begin?
All right. Is there anything we have to do?
No. Just stand back a little bit. So this can get a little energetic. And she lays out some crystals, some different coloured crystals. Nothing
I could
expensive.
play some music to help.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. I need to concentrate just a little.
Okay.
So she lays out a few crystals, and then she stands back, and she sprinkles some greenish dust across the sword and the table and these crystals. It's not something that you've seen before. It kind of looks like jade, but it's not as dark. She then starts tracing some more arcane sigils around in front of her, none of which either of you recognize. Some of the arcane words that she does speak you do recognize as part of different spells, and just the sequence in which she's using them is unfamiliar. As she completes the last word in the sequence, the crystals around the sword start to light up and pulse slowly at first, getting faster and faster until they're almost strobing. The green substance that she placed across the sword starts to vibrate, almost like an earthquake type thing. You see that vibration of the sand on pavement, and it starts to vibrate quite quickly, and that starts to glow in a dull sort of green color. And then in an instant, it's just a bright green flash, and the sharp sound of shattering glass. But if you glance around quickly, none of the windows in the Arcanus have broken. And as you look back again with the brightness, and then that sort of flash, almost like a photographer's flash. It was very, very bright, very quick, and then it was gone. Sort of blink with the brightness of the flash, and the sword is gone. And she's there again. Once again, you see she's out of breath, sweat on her brow, but she says, "There, just excuse me. It takes a little out of you, these types of spells, but you should be troubled by this weapon no more, unless of course you wish to retreat, which I do not recommend. We can get it back, but it's probably safer where it is."
Should we have put like a little white tag and string with our names on it?
I'm sure we will know which sword you are speaking of if you were able to retrieve it. Again, I do not recommend it. It's probably better where it is.
Thank you for all your trouble, Shazu.
No problem at all. As I say, this type of weapon is better in safekeeping than out there destroying lives, so to speak. And she sort of grins softly at you all, and says, "Right, I should be going now. I bid you all good evening, please." And she gestures for you all to leave, basically.
We step out.
And she follows you out. She closes the door, the big double doors behind you, and quite effortlessly. These are quite big doors, but she seems to have no problems closing them on her own. And then she takes out a small green crystal, not unlike the green dust that you just seen previously, and she makes a motion across the door, and you see a slight arcane blue, just a very faint flash on the seal between the two doors. And you could assume that the Arcanus is magically sealed. As she places it back inside her cloak, and nods to you all and bids her farewell for the evening and heads off. It's now back to you.
Head out to Sadiq and say it's all finished.
Yeah, you'd see me sitting there, throwing this the rod of resurrection from my hand to hand. I wonder how this thing works.
Sadiq has clearly lost his mind, I think.
Why? Because I don't know how this stupid rod works.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Any magician. Well, never mind. Are you all right? You kind of.
The stream music's probably just restarting, guys. It does that from time to time.
We were thinking maybe you were sad about losing Raven.
Hey, look, when I found out that thing was going to kill me as well, I'm more than happy that it's now in the completely different universe where it can stay for good.
Sadiq,
Never to come back.
can we ask you a question?
You just did.
Can I ask you another question on top of the question that I'm asking now?
Yeah, okay.
We were curious. Does Sadiq have a wife?
Sadiq did.
Was that part of the clan that was killed?
Yes.
Around Paradigm here, there are a few places, roughly they call the Red Light District. Would Sadiq head to pay for some, nightly accompaniment for Sadiq?
I will totally pay for this.
Well, Fiela Yildri has offered to pay, but we'll all put in for some. What type of female escort or male? I don't want to judge. What type of escort are you after?
I don't want to be escorted at all, Head.
All
I just
right.
want to kill shit.
Manhandled then. It's the least I can do for tying you up. I feel guilty, so just take it.
No, you don't have to feel guilty.
Shorter, gnomish, tallish,
I will
centaur.
I will deal with that once I've dealt with everything else. It's on my list. It's at the bottom.
You have a list for recreation?
I have a list. Look.
Oh,
you
no.
You might not know, but I have a really shocking memory. So I've got a list for everything.
That sounds so boring.
Yildri, did he say it's at the bottom of his list?
It is. It needs to be on the top.
No wonder you are so pent up all the time.
Yes.
I want to get, I got to kill this guy. I got to kill that guy. I got to kill the dragon. I got to kill the devil. I got to kill some Fang people.
Right.
The list. I've got a lot of other anger issues to get rid of before I look after sexual issues.
Guys, look how tense he is. He's not thinking straight. We just got to take matters in our hands and just drag him there. I say.
I don't want to learn Elvish. Leave me alone.
It's not Elvish.
I was using your code word. Code word.
Fiona, make a persuasion check for me.
That's a nat 20.
Yes.
A nat 20. So what's the total on your persuasion?
I have a +0, so it's just 20.
Sadiq. You accept what they're trying to do. Like you know that arguing with them is pointless at by this stage. I mean, you've gone backwards and forth with them a little bit. She's got a point, but they can't obviously force you to do what you don't want to do. So what I'll say in this particular instance is it's up to you how you deal with it while agreeing with them somewhat, if you get what I mean.
Okay. Just for flavour, I'm going to go, okay, no worries. I'll do as you suggest. So instead of that, Instead of going to the red light district, I go to where the fighting coliseum is, and I'll watch a couple of battles instead, and then come back and go, you guys were really right. Yeah, you're just a lot more mellow now.
So you agree with them and say, look, yeah, I'm going to go do that, but I'd rather do it by myself.
Yep. Yeah,
And
I don't want to do a threesome.
So with that,
Not offering.
We're coming with you.
with that, Sadiq says, hey, maybe you guys are right. And heads off in the direction of where that type of establishment would be located in Verland. And you'd all by this time know roughly where that is. And there's several of them scattered throughout the market districts of Verland.
Behind the scenes question.
Yes.
Sadiq, do you fight in the pits?
Yeah, do you enter into the... Because it'll take you a little while to find it, because there's not really... In Verland, there's not really like a fighting pit, per se. There's more of an underground fight club, if you will. Because the only martial battles that are allowed in Verland is the actual fight arena, which is held once a month. But most of the fighters in the area can't wait that long, so they've created a bit of an underground fight club.
I'll go to the underground one and just watch. Just watch, see what's out there.
You gonna place any bets on some of the fights?
Yeah, actually, why not? I've got some cash to spend.
Okay, so mate, how much are you gonna put on? There's gonna be 3 fights. You're gonna bid on all 3 fights?
Yeah, I'll bid on all 3, and I'll just bid, say, 5 gold each.
5 gold each fight. So roll a d6 for each fight. 50-50 chance. So your first one.
1.
You double your money. The guy you bid on was just a human guy. He was about 5'9", but he was built like this guy had a big barrel chest. He was fighting another human, a little bit smaller, but pretty like he was pretty quick. The fight went back and forth for 2 or 3 rounds, but eventually your fighter landed a knockout blow, knocking this guy clean unconscious. So you doubled your money. The second fight, roll a d6, please.
5, and then 5 again.
5 and 5 again. So second fight, not so lucky. You did lose your 5 gold, as the second fighter was a half orc, not unlike yourself. Looked to be pretty strong. Was fighting a human again as well. This human, not quite as big and burly as this dude, but he was just way too quick. Was tagging him, sort of dodging and ducking and jabbing, moving down again, and just managed to catch him flush on the jaw with a lucky shot, and managed to bring him to his knees. The last fight you also lost. You were 5 gold on. This was the fighter from the first round, the big barrel-chested human, come up against a half Goliath, female at that, and she ended the fight in the first round with a single headbutt, which just laid this guy out. But the money didn't worry you. You enjoyed yourself. It was a good show of martial prowess from all the fighters, and it was pretty good. You think that the guys will believe that you did what you did, you hope, but you were gone for a few hours. So with that, we will then switch to Altrona's Hit and Fiela as you make your way back to the guild house, assuming that you will eat and drink for turning in. Sadiq probably doesn't make it back till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So you guys would have eaten and done all that. Was there anything you guys wish to discuss while he was gone?
I'm gonna turn in.
Before Ali turns in, Hit, with Yildri still standing beside her, says, Ali, are you alright?
I'm good. Why?
Well, just in all this time that we've been traveling, I haven't seen another of your kind, that we know of at least. I mean, you must be getting itchy as well, so to speak.
No.
No?
I mean, I can take the shape of any two-legged creature I want, so I can have all the fun I want.
Are you 18 now, aren't you? You must think about,
Actually, it'd be getting close to your birthday, Alessandra.
or is it, when's your birthday?
The next full moon, as it turns out.
Asshole.
Which is in about 3 weeks' time.
In the times we live in, I thought it was good at 12.
Really? Oh. Well,
No, this is D&D land.
so when's your birthday, Allie?
Apparently in 3 weeks' time.
Oh, we'll have to remember that.
So, strippers, what is your cup of tea when it comes to hookers and strippers?
All
I
makes
don't-
and models.
Oh, well, this is gonna be. You know, Brett and Hart's not gonna like this because he didn't like me turning into a bear in the street. So I can't imagine. You know,
I mean, it's not like we're gonna go, hey, Ellie, here's a circus, have fun. We're going to take him to a building, a complex that it's, I mean, approved of.
I'm gonna go check on Namaris and let you guys deal with this.
Before you guys retire, however, Siddiq does return. He enters the guild house. He looks happy. Happier than you've seen him in a while. He's got a bit of a grin on his face.
How did it go, Sadiq?
Yeah, it was a good night. It was much fun had for all, I think.
Does Hit believe him?
Roll insight.
How much do I owe you?
Hey?
Well, I said I was paying for it. So how much do I owe you?
5 gold.
5 gold. What was her name? That's a lot.
Hey?
5
18
gold.
for Hit.
It wasn't 1.
He's not telling a lie. He said that he's enjoyed himself. It was a good night. And there wasn't just one. And he seems on the level.
That seems fair.
You can tell he enjoyed him. He's enjoyed his evening. He seems to have had a good evening, whatever he was up to.
Hit shakes his hand. You know how the warriors do on the the wrists
forearm.
over the top.
Yep,
Yeah,
forearm
and he
to
goes,
forearm.
"Well done, Sadiq. Good to see you smiling again. I am tired. I'm going to go to sleep somewhat soon." And Hit heads off up the stairs.
As you turn Hit,
I'm gonna,
Yep.
before Head turns around and walks by, I go, I don't know why you're tired. I'm fully invigorated. Let's go do something.
All right, what do you want to do?
Come on, look. I see you're wearing other armor, so I'm taking it we're stuck here for a while. Let's go drinking.
Let me go wake up Namaris. She might want to come with us.
That's a good idea. Okay, drinking it is. If we're here for a couple of days, sure beats hand shandy on the self, eh, Sadiq?
What?
Nope. Okay, never mind. Must be different in orc speak. But yes, let's go and have a few drinks. I like the idea of that.
Huh? Yeah. Let's go drinking. Where's Allie? Allie's here. Is Allie there?
they're all there.
Yeah.
Only one
let's
that's
go
not there is
Namaris.
Namaris.
And
Go,
Yodri's
let's
gone
go
to
wake.
get her.
Yeah, we'll go wake up Namaris and go drinking.
Let's all go wake her. Make her
Have a-
feel
Hold
good.
on. Why don't I just get Collect to wake her and send her down?
Probably better that it's one of us, Head. Not
That's
Collect-
not as personal.
Collect's pretty cool, but at the same time, first thing woken up by not a pretty face.
That's fair. That's why Het doesn't usually wake people up who don't know him.
Yeah, see? Yeah, scary.
I don't mind it.
So you all
Okay.
head up.
Send Ellie up.
No, hit doesn't go up. Hit will preload at the counter here.
Okay. So who's going up to where Alessandros? Wait, Damaris, sorry.
We're sending Ellie up. Because he can move the quickest.
So Alessandros,
He can check for traps.
you've been nominated to go wake Damaris. How do you wake her? We lost you.
There's something about bloody stupid Mike. I
Yep.
wish I had something that worked continuously.
Hello.
There we go.
Yay!
Feeling.
My Logitech webcam keeps losing the mic, so I don't
We
know.
Yeah,
lost
Michelle.
it.
Yeah, Michelle's headset keeps on doing that every now and again too. It just disconnects for some stupid reason.
Weird. Anyway, so I cautiously open the door
Yes.
and see if she's sleeping nice and soundly.
She's sleeping, but not soundly. She's very loud.
Okay.
Very loud snore.
So I walk in and jump on the bed.
You just jump on the bed.
Yep.
Namaris, make a. You would instantly wake with a fright. You don't need to make a roll for that, but a reaction from you.
I would jump, curl up in a ball, and say, "Please don't hit me."
Be a
It's okay,
reaction.
it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you, I promise.
And your eyes come to focus, and it's Alessandros in his male form. Still, I would assume.
Yes. Anyway, Namaris, the group has decided we're going out for drinks. Would you like to come? Yes, you're coming. All right, let's go.
What's my exhaustion like?
You're still exhausted, but you're able to if you want to go drinking, you're definitely able to go drinking. You're not incapable of movement.
I look at Ali and I'm like, clothes?
Oh yeah, I suppose you should have those too, shouldn't you? I'll stand out the door. You get dressed. That's good.
As in, are there any clothes?
One thing you guys haven't sorted out for.
I mean, I could come like this, but I don't know that people would. I mean, I don't care.
I'll go
Yeah, look.
downstairs.
Would I have spare clothes in my trunk in my room, maybe?
Would
that
you have
was
spare
okay.
clothes that would fit
Yeah.
Mars?
Well,
Probably not.
she's
Actually, she's
really
she's a little
little
smaller.
now.
She's a little smaller. She's still tall, and she's definitely taller than you. But she would definitely be not as burly
Wouldn't
as she
she-
once was.
Didn't she have a spare set from like when she lived at the place anyway?
The room probably would have been cleared out for Inari. You could possibly talk to Seth. He might know.
Yeah, that'll work. We'll go. Like Ali's gonna stick his head out and say, she's naked and needs clothes. I'm assuming.
She's not naked. She's in the rags that she came home in.
Yes, that.
Well, yeah, okay. So,
Unless she sleeps naked, of course.
I'd be
Go.
asleep naked because I wouldn't want to get back into those rags.
Okay, so she'll be naked.
yeah, go to
In a sheet.
the door that Seth. Oh, toga party. There we go. Toga. The
So you knock on Seth's little cubby door.
yeah, on his
Um,
cubby door, and just yell out while I'm pounding on the door. Namaris needs clothes. Namaris needs clothes.
As you're pounding on the door, the little door opens in the center, slides open, and you see Seth's eyes. I heard you the first time. I
Yeah,
know.
well-
I think I know where her old stuff is. Give me a second. And
Yeah,
it
I
goes,
don't-
"Ching."
I don't know how this door thing works because last time we used it, all it did was go to a closet.
and you hear footsteps leave the door, and after a few minutes you hear them come back, and the door opens, and Seth's carrying a small trunk, like it's a small travel trunk, and says, I think this is stuff that was left in her room. Do you guys want me to put her name on the door? Is that a thing? Is she back? Is she not back? I mean, what's the deal with that? I mean, I don't want to do it like prematurely.
Put it on a plaque and then mail it to the door. That way, if she does die. Actually, it's probably a good idea to do it with all of them. But,
oh my god.
You guys are in the room, you probably do hear this.
No, it's probably a good idea. I think she's back.
Alright, okay then. I'll figure something out. And he hands you the chest. You don't hear this, Nomara. She's still upstairs with Alessandra. So it would have been Het, Yala, and Sadiq that would have heard this conversation. You're still naked and upstairs.
Yeah, I take the chest up to her and say, honk it on the thing and say, no excuses, you got clothes now, come on. The bus leaves in 10 minutes.
So you open the chest, the small trunk, Namaris, and inside you do find familiar clothing. You find a pair of leather pants that were obviously once yours. They're a little loose, but with the belt that you come with it, you might have to bring the belt in a couple of notches to make it stay up. Your very familiar pair of fur-lined, look more like hunting boots than anything else, but ones that you're comfortable in. Very, very barbarian type boots. The big fur piece around the top, leather boots. And the top is not unlike almost like a leather crop top type thing. It covers everything. It's leather, so it does serve as some form of armor, but it's not typical leather armor. And you've never really been one to wear armor anyway. You've never liked how restrictive it is. Do you put your sword on?
I will attempt to put my sword on.
Alessandros, do you see her attempt to put her sword on? She looks like she's struggling a little, like under its weight. It's not like it's not heavy.
Outside.
Are you outside? Okay. It's not heavy, but it's not light either. It definitely feels a bit more weighty than usual. It does take you a little bit longer than usual to get dressed, and you take because you've always wore it on your back, the sheath has the strap on it, so you bring the strap over, you do it up. It feels nice to have your swacks back where it should be. It is not attuned at this point, but you know that spend another evening with it close that you'll be able to return to it. Do you say anything as you put it on?
I try and take it out and then put it back in.
Roll a dexterity check.
Oh god.
Just a straight dex check. No disadvantage. Just a straight dex check, because you only just pull it. You're literally just grabbing it, unsheathing it, and then resheathing it.
I got a 7.
7?
Yep.
You managed to unsheath it without too many hassles. Getting it back in is a bit weird because it sort of it takes a little bit longer to get it back in. It's not like you can't do it. It's just the strength's not really there, and it takes a little bit to find the sheath again. But it's been a while. I'll get there. I'm fine.
I look at Ali when I walk out the door and I'm like, I think I might need to do some training.
And you definitely feel that way. You feel that some training, some push-ups, some sit-ups, chin-ups, all the ups that you used to do probably are in order to rebuild your body, as you definitely not as strong as you were.
Not going to be tomorrow, but maybe the day after.
Well, training starts tonight. Here we go.
And with
don't
that,
you go get drunk on me now, my friend, because I don't know that I can try, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to throw you over my shoulder like I used to.
And with that, Namaris and Alessandros descend the stairs into the main guild house. But as you guys are getting ready to leave on your evening's outing, the door of the guild house opens and in walks a familiar hooded figure. Eric, the offshoot leader of the Fang, stands before you and greets you all. Greetings, Lions. I have some news for you. Finally. It has taken some time. But it may be good news, it may be bad, I don't know. We have tracked the Fang leadership, finally, to an underground safe house beneath the port town of Paham in the west. Maybe a week's journey, 10 days at most, if you're able to teleport much faster, of course. I can show you where to enter the catacombs, but I cannot be seen with you, of course, till after the deed is done. Once you have dealt with the leadership, I can then assume it's in its ranks and, of course, restored to its once former glory. Yes, Damaris.
Who are you? And what are you talking about?
I am Garrick. And who are you?
Oh, I'm Neymaris, and I know your name.
And I know yours. I see you have been set free at last. You will know my name, of course, as I've been a thorn in Casagnon's side for quite some time. We tried on many occasions to free you, but we could not. His forces were too strong, and it was not until the Lions, your friends, recently dispatched him, shall we say, that you were able to be rescued.
Well, I thank you for trying.
No need to thank me. We all have things to do in this battle. Of course, I want to restore the Fang to its former glory. We were not always assassins. Actually, we were never assassins. We were bounty hunters and thieves, doing things for the good of everybody, not just for those that mattered. So, the entrance to the catacombs is in the north of the port town. If you travel to the northern wall, there will be I'll show you on your map. Easy enough. I'll draw you the entry. Once in the catacombs, remember my name. Use it. There will be many who will still aid and are loyal to me. Some will not be so. Alessandros, of course, you were able to use Siege Cant, and you will be able to guide them through the bulk of the labyrinth. Once you get to the inner sanctum, you may meet a guard of sorts. Do not attack her on sight. She is loyal to me, and if you treat her well, she will gain you entry into the inner sanctum. Now, once there, you will face Kendra and her two brothers, Grendel and Rintal. Do not underestimate them. They are powerful, especially Kendra. She is a practitioner of the arcane. So do not underestimate them. They will be worthy foes. Once you have dealt with them, I will assume power of the Fang, and we will make proper arrangements for the contract on you, Miss Viela, to be null and void, of course. But while the contractors still live, it is difficult.
Add that contract. Now, going by what we've been told, people that put the contract on know when it's being completed. So I'm taking it they're be given a writ of some kind that tells them that it's been completed, whatever.
Yes.
Is that writ possibly trackable?
It could be. I say once we have the other copy, which is with Kendra and her brothers. Once we have that, we then will possibly be able to track. What was their name? Helman and Eden, I believe, was their names. We can track them and find out where they are.
Yes, because I know someone that would like to have a conversation with them.
Of course. Well, as I say, we deal with Kendra and her brothers first, and then we can deal with that. And also, another thing, it has come to our attention. The mage, Thorfi, your friend, and your father, I believe. We now find where he is hiding. There is a old keep, Beofoot keep, west of the Weirwood Forest. My scouts have seen some strange things there, so I would approach with care, but I believe he is hiding there. But do not forget Kendra and her brothers. Here, take this, and he hands whoever's closest, probably Fiala, maybe Hit, and he hands you a scroll. Use this message scroll when you have completed the tasks, and we will join you in the catacombs, and hopefully if the scrolls are there, which they should be, we can then find these others for you. And possibly aid you in your endeavors to put things right, shall we say.
Awesome. We're going drinking now. You want to come with or not?
Alas, I do not drink. I work better sober. And but I wish you all the best and have a great evening. We shall see you again soon. And with that, hood goes up. He turns. One last thing. Kendra and her brothers are drow. So they will fight in the darkness. It will not be easy to attack. Just bear that in mind.
Hang on, you say drow?
Yes, they are drow.
I think we've met them before.
I believe we may have.
This is possible. There are a few drow that within the Fang. I mean, the drow are capable assassins. They can travel at night more quickly. I myself am half drow. Do not extend as much capabilities as them, but some of it. Yeah. I mean, Alessandros, you can attest to that. I must apologize for the previous encounters we have had. It was necessary at the time.
Quite all right.
But we are all working for the same goals. The new Fang, which when the time comes will not be called the Fang anymore, or the Black Fang as it had become known. We will revert to our original name, which was the Order of the Scorpion. No colors, just the Scorpion. We were bounty hunters and contract thieves, designed to keep balance between the rich and the poor. You understand this, yes?
The Black Fang, when they destroyed my egg, they destroyed my first lair and took all the gold for themselves. Is there any way to retrieve even a fraction of it?
It's possible. I don't know. They may have that with them in their hideout. Who knows?
And did you give us the name of this guard that is on your side?
Oh, no, I did not. Apologies. Leontodges Orentia.
Ooh.
She is a friend. You will not have seen her kind here in Paradigm. She is not one of a kind, but a rare race. Have you heard of the centaur?
Oh, yes.
Ildra, you definitely would have. Alessandra's probably not. Sadiq, possibly. In your studies, you may have heard of the centaur. You probably never met any. Neymaris, you've probably, again, heard about them. You have studied somewhat with the Arcanus. Again, you would never have seen one. Het, you probably would have heard about them through your father's adventures. He's probably seen them. You've not seen one yourself, but you've probably heard that they are noble creatures, and generally when they pledge themselves to a cause, it's normally through good, not evil. But happenstance can sometimes get in the way of that. But she is loyal to me and to the Scorpion, and always will be. Again, circumstances led things to be the way they are. We wish to rectify and restore. And with your help, this will happen. And the Scorpion will be eternally grateful to the Lions for their aid in this, and would not be forgotten. If you will excuse me, I will attend to the rest of my errands. Good evening. And with that, again, hood goes up and he exits.
Bye.
And now drinking time. So what do you got? You guys want to discuss anything before you head out to drinking after that encounter?
I'm gonna look across at Het and I'm gonna go, Het, we need to find something to counteract the darkness that those drow cast. There's got to be something we can do.
The
Radiant
darkness.
spells?
Do we know, did they actually cast a dark cloud? I can't remember. Was that what they did to us last time?
I believe they did.
I had my writ going, which
That's
gave
right.
us
Yes, they
the
did.
light, the writ of dawn, which gives us
Right.
light. And they cast something that counteracted that.
Yes, they did cast a magical darkness which seemed to swallow all light at that point.
So, but I've got the feeling there's got to be something that would counteract that darkness. There's got to be. There's always
Yes, you're-
something
yes.
to counteract something.
I believe you're right. I don't know of anything yet, but what about you, Fiala? You have some spells, anything that could do that?
I have Radiant, but I'll have to research more to see if I can delve
Tomorrow?
into this
Tomorrow tonight we drink.
tomorrow.
Let's go.
Tomorrow.
It'll
Yes.
probably actually be tomorrow afternoon.
That's good. That's good. Let's go.
Het's already had two at the counter preloading while that guy was talking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna really. Yeah.
So where are
Right,
you going
so-
to drink?
Bar hopping. Start at the one furthest away and work our way back towards the
That sounds like a good idea.
best way to
That
go.
is a good idea.
That is a good idea. Give me 1
Namaris,
second.
where was the furthest one from here?
Your memory's a little hazy, Namaris. It's been a while. But you all know the Squirrel and Hydra, which is probably the closest one to you.
I was about to say the Squirrel and Hydra.
That's the
Very
closest
fast
one.
up.
That's the closest one to the guild hall. There's the Stout Harper, which is another one. There was the Harlequin and Flagon, and then there was also one that Het and Fiala would know as well.
Which is the Heart of Dragon.
The
Oh,
dragon
one.
something or other. When I find it. There's the cross arrows as well. It's quite a few. It's a big city.
Well, we don't-
Well,
Well,
go to
probably,
the furthest, come back.
Yeah, furthest than
Pub crawl?
pub
Pretty
crawl.
much.
We are doing a pub crawl.
Yep.
So you've got.
I think I'm going to be crawling, literally.
There is
That's
the
okay.
crossed wands, the Dragon's Tavern, and the crossed candles. There's quite a few.
Sadiq, which one did you go to with the brothel? Which one was that?
Ooh,
Uh,
questions.
I can thank them for, you know.
It wasn't a bar. It was a brothel.
We don't need the names, we just need a drink. Come on, people.
Yeah.
And Hit puts
Look.
his arms sort of around everyone and pushes everyone out the door.
The dragon.
Yeah, we'll stick in the general area of the guild because that's probably what we'll know the best.
I like the
You will.
sound of the dragon. That was nice.
Yeah, the Dragon's Tavern, Hit and Fiala will know, but that's quite a field distance away from the guild house.
Oh.
That's probably the furthest away from where you are. From the few inns that are closest to you, there'd be where was it?
Squirrel and Hydra. That's one.
You got
As a
Squirrel and
landmark.
Hydra is the closest. The two others that'll be closer, roughly equal distance, will be the when I find them. My list of bloody inns here. You'll have the Harlequin and Flagon.
Go there.
And the Stout Harper are probably the three closest to the guild house.
So the Harlequin, the Stout, and then
Squirrel and Hydra. So you want to go to the Harlequin first?
Yep.
So it takes a little while to you've not been to the Harlequin and Flagon. You've heard about it. You ask around as you head out. You ask around. Eventually, Namaris's memory kicks in, and she says, "Oh, it's over this way," and you head towards down a bit of an alleyway. It's set in behind other buildings. It's an eloquent inn. It's nothing over the top. As you walk in, the bar owner or the bartender is an overweight human male, scruffy red hair, unshaven. He's got a real it's not dirty, but it's not clean either. The apron that he's wearing, he's got a rag and he's sort of cleaning out a mug as you walk in, and looks over you guys. He looks like he's probably had a few drinks too. He's got his nose is a bit red, his cheeks are a bit red, his eyes are a little bloodshot. He notices you guys walk in, gives you a friendly nod. Sit anywhere you like. We're not overly full tonight. Everyone's welcome.
He calls out, "A round for my friends. I'll pay first round."
What would you like? We got mead, we got beer, whiskey, rum.
Yes, that's what we want.
All of it?
One
Okay.
of each for everyone.
All right, then. I'll be right with you.
Coffee?
No, we don't do coffee.
And after a few moments, he brings a couple of trays, a large, tall jug of mead, another tall jug of ale, some form of stout, and several like small, not glasses, kind of glasses. They're sort of more plasticky than glass, almost like resin type thing. It's kind of cool. And a couple of bottles. One looks like the smell of it you can smell is it's rum. It's got a real strong rum scent to it. And then one that's possibly a whiskey or a scotch or some description. And just puts them on the table and he says, "Right, that'll be ale, mead, whiskey. Let's call it 6 gold for the first round.
Easy.
Nice cheap one
Done
for
and
you.
dusted.
Awesome. Every round after that, 10 gold. Just I'll give you the first one cheap. So just let us know when you want some more, and I'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
Don't puke on my floor though. If you puke on the floor, you clean it up. Right? Okay. Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he sort of sniffs and runs his hand, literally runs his hand under his nose and sniffs loudly as he then wipes it on his shirt and heads back towards the bar.
What are we doing, team? We're doing one round each here and then one round each at the next bar and so forth and so
Namara,
on.
she wanted to say something.
I was just going to look at him when he said that.
Look at who? The bartender.
The bartender. We won't be puking on your floor, I don't think.
Just making sure.
And if we do, we won't be cleaning it up either.
Oh yes, you will.
I'll puke on the tables. Come on.
And with that, I just look at him, and I'm like,
Maris, drink up.
He looks at you and sort of just pokes his tongue out. She goes, "Nyeh." Like almost like a child. He
I just smile.
Alright, let's drink.
So,
Wrap
drinking.
my arm around. Go ahead.
Hey guys, drinking. Where you go?
I wrap my arm around Namaris and say, "Alright, each of us is going to tell her the prank. We got to update her on all the pranks we've made. Because she used to always do the pranks. Remember that?" And then I just retell the pranks about beavers and all kinds of stuff.
And Het eating the beaver, and Ellie being in the bed, and
Yeah, it's fun times, fun times.
If I didn't know any better, I'd think you guys missed me. Until you hit me.
So, with one of the spare mugs that is there, I pick it up, walk over to Namaris, hold it out in front of her, then raise it and tip it on her head. We missed you.
As she walks away, I put my foot out and trip her.
Do you try to evade Alessandra, or do you let her trip her?
Yes. And evade.
You evade? Dex check. With disadvantage because you're under the influence of alcohol, as you're all drinking. And Nomara, you're now covered in beer.
15.
15. You manage to evade it. You do trip, but you don't fall. It's sort of like that half trip. You sort of catch yourself.
Yeah.
You got beer on my new clothes.
they're not new, they're old.
She's going
And
to
I
need a bath
just
again.
had a bath.
Is there a
I
bucket
actually
of water
don't care. I'm just quite nice and happy to be with my friends again.
Is there a bucket of water around anywhere that I can see?
Don't you have that spell that cleans shit up?
I don't think there's a bucket of water anywhere that you can see. Roll investigation. Actually, no, perception, because you're not really actively looking for it. You're just sort of looking around the room.
I see nothing. Absolutely nothing.
So, shitty roll.
I got 10, but it was a nat 1.
Ooh, a natural 1. But a 10, that's not bad, though. But no, you do not spy any...
So, with that being said, hang on, where are my spells? Nope, not that one. Yeah, that one. That'll do it. So I cast Minor Illusion of a pail of bucket of water above Namaris's head.
Firstly, roll a d6 for me. Because you are under the influence of alcohol.
Alright.
So the spell may not actually work.
Yeah, 3?
It works. It's not great. Directly above Namaris's head.
Yep.
Roll a perception check, Namaris, to see if you notice the pail of water that is hovering above your head.
Please notice.
rolled a 6.
You do not notice. You just carry on drinking.
Dang.
But those sitting across from you would notice. So Fiala, Hit, and possibly Sadiq would notice this floating pail of water above Namaris' head at this point.
Just whisper to Het, do you want to tell her? Or should we tell her?
It's one of them illusion things, isn't it? So do we really need to tell
When
her?
you were, I mean, again, you guys probably would have seen Alessandros do it. Namaris is still a little bit out there, so she probably wouldn't have noticed what Alessandros was up to. Hit and Fiala especially, because you both are arcane practitioners, so you would both notice. You knew exactly what she was doing.
Is Hit just points up at the bucket after Fiala says, "Should we tell her?" He just points up and says, "Namaris, above you."
And as you look up, Namaris, you see what appears to be a bucket. And your hand passes right through it.
Hey, it was worth a shot. Stop drinking.
So I'd say about an hour has passed by this point. You've finished the ale and the mead and a good portion of the whiskey and rum that was at your table. Are you buying another round here, or are you moving on to the next bar?
Next bar.
Before you do that, I'll get everyone to roll a con save. And Maris, yours will be at disadvantage. Hit.
Now, Maris is actually not drinking very much at all.
You'll still be at disadvantage on your con save.
Hit would excuse himself once in a while, probably once during this section, and just go for air outside. He would then tell Killick to stay invisible and hang around by Hit. He would cast Lesser Restoration to Killick, who would then cast it back on Hit when Hit was at a point when he needs to, when he needs to sober up again. Hit can do that all night to use every spell slot.
How many spell slots have you got available? Just so I know how many checks we got here.
Correct. Hit has. Oh man, there's no quick way. I have to add them all up. Go to someone else for a second. I'll get
you've got a few, I think. I'd say if you got more than 8, you're fine.
About 15.
Yeah, you know you're good.
14.
Okay, so I rolled a 5, but during that rolling the 5, I'm casting Prestidigitation on the Namaris to clean her up.
Okay, so you're now dry and clean again, Namaris. Alessandros, you don't drink very much as it is, but when you've decided that you definitely are going to drink with your friends, you're feeling a little seedy. You're okay, but your stomach's a little squirrely. Namaris, what was your roll?
I rolled an 11.
11. It's been a while since you've had a drink, and you're taking it slow because you know you're not the best. You're not doing too bad at this point. A little bit of a glow, but you're doing okay. Sadiq.
18.
Yours are always good. I should have to make yours a disadvantage. But Sadiq, you definitely handle your alcohol rather well, and you've polished off that mead rather quickly and efficiently, and without any hassles at all. Fiala.
19.
19. You as well. You've handled your alcohol pretty well. Must be that dragon blood that is dealing with it rather nicely. Hit, you seem fine. Everyone is quite surprised. Hit just doesn't seem like he's being affected at all. Every now and again he gets up and excuses himself, whether it's to urinate or whatever, you're not sure, but he just doesn't seem to be having any problems with his alcohol. So with that, you move on from the Harlequin and Flagon, and you move on to the Stout Harper, which is the next closest bar. This inn is run by another overweight, this time a dwarf, shocking ginger hair, like brighter than Namaris' hair. Like Namaris has got bright red hair. This dude puts Namaris to shame. It's really ginger. Well kept beard, like it's a real good looking beard. It's braided, it's clean. And He's there behind. He's overweight for a dwarf. He's quite round, more than built like most dwarves you've seen. Single-story building. Not too shabby, but not too great either. He sort of waves you in. There's not many people in this place either, and he waves you in, gives you a wave. He says, "All right, be with you in a second. All right, find a seat anywhere you like. Be right with you." And you find there's a spare table that the five of you can sit at towards the back of this small bar. No music being played. It's just a few people sitting around having a drink, having a meal. And after a few moments, he comes over to you and says, "All right, my name's Evldoa, and this is my establishment. What can I be doing for you this evening?"
I pipe up and I say, Rada, we want whiskey,
All right,
We want-
whiskey,
mead,
mead.
and we want an assortment of like bread and smoked meats and cheese and nuts and stuff. You know, just those nibblies. You know, bar nibblies.
What kind of establishment do you think this is? We're not one of those posh fucks from up the street. We've got bread. I can give you some stale fucking bread, but I can give you some meat. It'll be dry as old fucking boots, but that's about all you're getting here, matey.
That sounds good enough. That's good enough. Just something to eat while we're drinking.
We're a bar. We serve booze, not fucking food.
Why not? This is drawers. Huh?
Them Harris.
That's okay.
Can I have some water to go with my whiskey, please? I'm gonna drink the water, not the whiskey.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Drinking water with your whiskey. Oh my god.
I just look at him.
He has been locked up and tortured for the last 3 months, so
Okay. Bloody hell. What's the world coming to? And you can hear him swearing and cursing to himself as he walks away from the table. Comes back 10-15 minutes later with a bottle of whiskey, some mead, looks like some dry, crusty old jerky that looks like it's been there about 7 months. An old it's like a half loaf of bread. Again, if you picked it up and dropped it on the table, it looks like it might break the table. It's stale as. And he brings a jug of water and sort of just plonks it down in front of you, spills most of it over the top of it, and just sort of looks at you and goes, "Ugh," and turns around and walks away. He says, "When you get down to it, that'd be 10 gold for that lot. Water with whiskey. Oh, fuck."
So, with that, I see the water. I cast Mage Hand to pick the jug up and tip it over to Namaris.
Namaris, I'll give you a reaction because you would have seen Alessandro's casting Mage Hand. What do you want to do? He's not been subtle about it, so.
And I'm gonna lunge at him.
What are you going to do specifically?
I'm going to try and smack him off the seat so he can't cast.
Just going to push him off the seat or punch him?
But both.
But both. Roll to hit.
Is it dimly lit there?
No, it's not. It is a very well lit small inn.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay, just mark off the gold.
You're not going to like this at all.
From your inventory.
That was a dirty 20 to hit.
It'll definitely hit. So roll unarmed strike. So for you at the moment, because you are reduced capacity, it'll be... What's your strength modifier at the moment?
+3.
So reduce it by 1. Reduce by 2, sorry. It'll be a +1.
Okay, well my damage... Oh, roll unarmed strike?
Yes, roll unarmed strike and just reduce it by 2.
So 21.
That is not right. Can't get 21 on an unarmed strike.
But you just said to... I rolled to hit and then you
got
me
the
to roll
hit.
It again.
I didn't tell you to roll hit. I said
totally.
you rolled unarmed strike.
Yeah, which it's just
The
4
damage.
damage. Is 4.
Right. No, it should be more than that because you have your strength modifier.
Unarmed strike is just 4 bludgeoning damage. According to mine.
Should be Oh no, it's 1 plus strength, so 4. So it'll be 2.
Can I use an action to dodge that?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
You used your action to cast Mage Hand, so you just got punched, pushed. Sort of.
Okay.
She clocked you in the jaw, and the force was enough to rock you back on your chair. I'll let you make a dex save, but at disadvantage because you're on your chair, so the whole chair's been tipped back at this point.
18.
Fucking rogues, man.
Oh, my dex save was +6.
I know,
So,
I know.
So
as she hits you,
Mine's better.
as she hits you, you take the 2 damage. So you take 2 bludgeoning damage. As she clocks you in the jaw and rocks you back in your chair, but you manage to balance. Sort of as you're rocking back, you put your hands out. It's like whoa, and you're sort of balancing there. I will give everyone else at the table a chance to react to what just happened as well. So Namaris, you guys seen Ellison start to cast Mage Hand. Namaris has reached out and clocked him one and is now balancing on his chair, like leaning back, arms out, balancing on the back legs of the chair. What is the rest of you doing at this point?
For one, I say you deserved it, Ali, and knock him the rest of the way down.
And I'll allow that to happen, and you won't be able to make another dex save because you've just made one. So with that, Sadiq just literally reaches out with his foot and kicks the legs out from underneath the back of your chair, and you fall flat on your back, taking another 1 bludgeoning damage as you hit your back of your head on the cobblestone floor. It doesn't hurt. I mean, it's enough to
where's my drink? Pass me my drink.
See, Alessandra is now lying on the flat of her back, asking for a drink. Namaris, what do you do? This is your opportunity.
I pick it up and I throw it at her.
You throw the drink at her, or do you just pour it on her? I mean, you gotta be nice about it. I mean, it's up to you.
It's one of those. I pick it up and I kind of throw it like that.
Right. So she just tosses the drink at you. You get covered in ale or whatever it is you're drinking at the time.
And then I try to cast prejudice. I don't have it. I'm sorry.
Awesome.
Good on myself. Then sit up and start drinking.
And that is where we'll call it for the evening. We're 10 minutes over our time, guys. We got a little carried away there, but we will pick up next week as the Lions of Elond finish their drinks at the Stout Harper, and finish their pub crawl at the Squirrel and Hydra. Awesome session, guys. XP chat. What do you reckon? What XP you reckon we should give them for the roleplay? We can't give them the same as a combat XP, but we can give them something. $200, you reckon?
Oh.
200 seems a little light for the amount of RP we've had tonight. 2,000. There you go. That sounds more like 2,100 from Nutty Tart, which doesn't count. We've had a suggestion of 2,000 from Blue Jay. No advance on 2,000. Milestone. You'll be lucky of milestone minus you. Let's say we'll go somewhere down the middle. 1,500. So we'll do 1,500 XP for the roleplay tonight, guys. Exceptional. Just before we finish up, we'll do our quick round robin, starting with Namaris, aka Nutty Tart. Standout moment from tonight's session for you, Miss Namaris.
I'm just trying to find my thingy. Standout was probably them fighting outside. That was funny. Trying to get hold of bloody Sadiq and Hog Dragon. That was mean.
It was good. It was fun. Donald, aka Trashman, aka Alessandros. A moment from you, sir.
Up crawl.
Hey, well, I think this is the first time you guys have actually done an actual more than one bar. I mean, you did a little bit of drinking at the start of the campaign, but not a hell of a lot since then. Sadiq, aka Mr. Pegger.
I don't know. All of it really. I've had a good just RP session.
Yeah, I agree. It was.
It was fun seeing the guys trying to get the sword off me. And the rolls going their way.
I know the rolls tonight were all over the place. So good. Hits, aka Baz.
I think for me it was Yodri turning into the bear in the middle of the street and getting all that attention.
Well, it's not something that happens very often in Beyond. You don't often see a druid wild shaping in the middle of the street in a public street in the middle of a large city. It's probably
just
not
a panic.
It's probably not the wisest thing she's ever done. Actually, come to think of it,
the panic and the way it happened
I know,
was just
great.
hilarious.
And Fiela / Ildri / Yanti.
We found out Sadiq had a wife. That was a cool thing, and we found out Ali has a birthday coming up. That's a lot of revelations.
So Ellie's only just found out she had a birthday coming up.
I'm scared now.
It's like when you said this, like, oh yeah, you do. Guess what? We're going to make it on the next full moon, just for good measure.
Are you scared, Ellie? What, you're turning 13 again?
Yeah.
So for me, guys, obviously, I think the whole night for me was good. The RP across the board was awesome. Obviously, probably the most standout moment is the Sadiq Alessandros Fiela fiasco in the street with the city guard and Breton. But the interaction overall, the accepting of Neymaris back into the group without too many hassles thus far. Though it is early days, things may yet happen.
It's called grooming.
We are not going to raid tonight, guys. I've decided that tonight we're not going to raid. We'll leave that for another time. But I would like to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We have Rolk 1 following. Thank you very much for the follow. A couple of lucks given tonight and used as well. So remember, guys, the channel points. You can give luck or inspiration to the player of your choice by spending your channel points. To use channel points, click on the gold coin below the chat bar and you'll see a few options there. You've got highlight a message. You can choose an emote to unlock. You can unlock a random sub emote. You've got the posture check, the luck, the inspiration, the guide the raid, and the name generator. So all of those, check them out, have a look at them. If you've got the channel points, please do spend them. It's a way for you guys to interact with us while we play. Yes.
Don't you still have to introduce an NPC?
I did. I introduced an NPC tonight.
Ah.
None of you were paying attention.
Oh, I got it.
Baz definitely got it.
Oh, wait a minute.
None of us know who
that's the chick we have to go see.
Yeah. Leondogis Orinthia was the
that's right.
Was the NPC was the NPC that Baz came up with. Was a centaur.
That's why the name sounded familiar.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going,
So it was a centaur with
say?
the name Leondogis Orinthia, and she is a artificer.
oh, cool.
She's a very cool artificer, I must say.
Artificers are cool in general.
I'll tell you what, dude. I did a bit of research when I created her, and wow, artificers have some cool shit, man. Some real cool shit. You guys will see some of her cool shit when you meet her. But yeah, so again, thank you so much for everyone for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. As per usual, every Wednesday and Sunday night, 7:30 PM New Zealand Standard Time, come and hang out with us while we play Dungeons and Dragons. Come back and see us on Wednesday for the Curse of Strahd campaign, where we have the Drax, who is one of our mods, plays with us, and Roasted Chicken in the chat as well, also plays with us in that campaign. We are getting close, I believe, to the not so much end game, but we're getting into the end of the Paradigm campaign. So there will be another campaign after that. What it will be, I'm not sure at this point. We have been discussing what we may look at doing after Paradigm. There will be some other things to sort of wind up the Paradigm campaign, but we were looking at something different. We have discussed possibly Vampire the Masquerade. We've looked at a one-shot which Michelle will potentially DM, and maybe even a one-shot that any of the players, if you would like to DM a one-shot, you feel like you could do that, let me know, and something we could discuss. We could force Nutty or Trash to co-DM one just to really fuck them up.
Actually, I reckon
Nutty
Trash
can
as a DM would be
Nutty
interesting.
can co-DM mine. Come on, you can help me.
You'll be fine. We will discuss the vampire thing. I mean, I've said before that after watching a lot of the Vampire Masquerade on YouTube, I'm not sure how we could circumnavigate how political it is. I'm not sure that I would enjoy it with how political the whole thing sort of in a nutshell is. Depending on the story that Baz potentially has come up with for that, if we can get around a lot of that, I don't know. We'll have to sit down and have a chat about it, because it is a very, very political, very politically charged story, from what I can tell. But again, depends on the storyteller, I guess. So we'll discuss that at a future date. But without any further ado, thank you very much once again to the players. Thank you everyone in the chat, the subs, the followers. Sounds like you'd be a Bruja, hate politics. I probably would actually.
Yeah.
Was it either that or I was thinking maybe Grendel or the Malkavian. I don't know. We'll see. I was thinking Nosferatu at the beginning, but
Well, the political part of it is the anarchists
versus the Camarilla. Yeah,
so that's
the
the
Tremere.
political part. Then you've got.
I think it just depends on how much you want to delve into the political side of it, I guess.
The story
Well, I've
doesn't
seen-
have to follow that either.
Yeah.
Well, I have seen ones that aren't. That all the political part is just the anarchists versus the Camarilla, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only political crap that they've put in there.
But like I said, it comes
Unlike-
down to the storyteller too, and I know Baz is a pretty good storyteller, so
Yeah.
I think we'll do okay. As I said, that just so much involved in the character sheets, man. Holy crap!
It's huge. Your session 0 isn't a session 0. It's a session 0, 0.1, 0.2,
I know, right?
0.3.
Well, because you got so
It's-
many relationships you've got to map out as well. You've got a relationship map, and you've got a life before being a kindred, and then the life after. So, I mean, I've got some ideas, but and there is an online character sheet as well, which I will share the link to you guys if you want to have a look at it, which may make things a little easier potentially. But I might even do mine in paper this if we do it, I'll probably do it in paper just because. But we'll definitely look at that at some point. Anywho, I know Baz has got work tomorrow, so he will need to take off. And Nutty's got child to wake up to in the morning. And we've got a yawning hit.
Yeah.
We will, and just on a quick note before we do that, happy anniversary to Baz and his lovely wife Crystal. That was this weekend or just one coming?
No, it was this weekend.
Isn't
I
it
got
on
back
Wednesday?
today.
Officially, it's Wednesday, isn't it?
Officially Wednesday, yeah.
So Wednesday, happy anniversary to you guys.
Cheers.
So definitely hope you guys had fun on your weekend incursion away.
That's why I'm yawning.
No sleep for you, eh? Wink,
not
wink,
gonna-
nudge, nudge.
Say no more, say no more.
Straight to the brothel.
All right, dude, catch up, man.
you guys.
We'll see you probably next weekend. We'll see you Wednesday
Yeah.
anyway, but we'll see your game on Saturday.
Indeed.
And we'll see the rest of you when we see you. Until then, ciao for now. And bye-bye.